All right, everybody. Welcome to NASCAR Playoffs Media Day. My name is Jeff Gluck along with Jordan Bianchi. We are Motorsports Writers for The Athletic, and here we are on the Teardown with Dirty Mo Media, and we are talking to all 16 playoff drivers. Jordan, we're going to be talking to the first 8 on this podcast episode, and then we will post another podcast with the second 8, and then we will get into the full 16 as well on YouTube. So look forward to that, everybody. It's going to be a fun day. Have some fun conversations with the drivers, and let's see what they have to say about the playoffs. All right, everybody. We're joined by Austin Cindric. You are our first guest. So please, your first victim, yes.
Ready for all the hard-hitting questions?
Yeah, sure. That's why I'm here today.
I have a hard-hitting question.
Go for it.
You told me last year that you want to be buried in the 1993 Volvo wagon that you're restoring. Has anybody seen that and said, Austin, that's not a good idea, or tried to talk you out of it since then?
My dad, for the last 3 years, has tried to talk me out of it, but I think he's starting to buy in a little bit. I haven't done much work on it in the last year. Cup racing has made working on that car exceptionally challenging, but yeah, definitely have a laundry list of items for the off season.
So your mom's like, oh, that's fine, Austin. You can be buried in that car. No problem.
Oh, dude, I honestly completely forgot. So I thought when you said buried, I thought you meant like...
Oh, you mean like working on it? No, you said you wanted to be like dead buried in it.
No, like an Egyptian king.
Yes, exactly.
Like
right.
a tomb.
No, I still think that's a friggin' awesome idea.
Oh, okay.
Do you not think it's a good idea?
I was wondering if anybody else didn't. Like, if my parents had seen like...
So I don't talk to my parents much about like me dying.
Oh, I
That's
see.
probably
Yeah.
a good idea.
I guess
Like,
that's fair.
It never comes up in conversation.
Especially when you're a race car driver, no offense. Like, it's not something you really want to bring up.
It's not my mom's favorite topic, I'm sure. No, so I don't know if that's ever come up at the dinner table.
Okay.
But I'm sure
It will now.
It wouldn't surprise them at all.
You were with us last year too. We talked about cooking, and you were really into food prep and that kind of thing. How's that going?
I need to be home more to cook more.
Yeah.
I did make we were home on Sunday, and I did make some chili on Sunday to watch the IndyCar race, and I kind of went all out. I got like some steak and made some chili. So
you chili, and so you put the steak in the chili.
Steak and chili,
Okay.
yeah. But it's just one pot. You just cook the steak in the pot, and then you put the diced tomatoes in, and you put 2 beans in, and let it cook to your
Are you
heart's
like a
desire.
hot chili guy or on hot?
I'll heavily season the meat, but I won't get like the spicy beans.
Okay.
The spicy beans, that's entry and exit spicy for sure.
I don't need to go down that road.
Speaking of following up on things that I'm hoping you change your mind on, I'm here outnumbered by 2 Android users.
You're an Android guy?
Yeah.
My man.
Yeah, no. Don't.
Thank you. Welcome.
What can I do to get you guys? What can I do to get you guys to see the light, to join the Apple iPhone crowd? I mean, what can we do here?
Many have changed me. If anything, or many have tried to change, but if anything, my argument's stronger now. Just because the RCS messaging and USB-C cables have all kind of found their way into Apple products.
It's true.
And that's kind of been why don't your phone charger's not the same as mine? Oh, your texts are green and it's SMS. Well, it's just been because Apple's not been willing to like comply to industry standards. But I'm not negative. I'm not anti-Apple. I do have an iPad, but I don't have a Mac. Like it doesn't, collaborate with anything else that I use. So most Apple people I feel like are very anti-Android, whereas I couldn't care less.
I feel like you're anti-Apple though.
No, I'm not
probably more fun to be
anti-Apple. I mean, I've had an iPod when they were around, and I don't use a Mac, as you can see here. Like, I don't care. There's nothing I really feel like I can do on my I can't do on my Android that you can do on your iPhone. Maybe the cloud storage thing is the one thing I hear about. Like, okay, whatever.
I mean, I use the hell out of Google Drive.
Exactly.
Right.
Things like that. So I don't care. And like the whole, you got a green bubble thing. Stop. Just stop.
I can change my text bubbles to any color.
Exactly. I've got options because we're cool. So like the whole conversation, what people are that have Apple, I've learned they're really big snobs about it.
We're not snobs. We just
It's
want you to
elitist.
join the crowd.
They're elitist.
Just be like everybody else.
We have to conform to us. Like, why do I have to conform to you? This works for me. I'm happy.
This is not a conforming person. He played tuba. He ran cross country. He was out on his own, and he drove race cars at the same time. He's unique. He doesn't need to
So
be.
he should be allowed to have an Android if he wants one then.
Well, I guess so. What's your excuse?
I want to be like Austin Cindric.
There was a report earlier this month that you might run the supercars race in Australia. Can you shed any light on that? Is that going to happen?
Nothing to really announce, but it's something that I've looked at for a long time. Even when I was younger, I've gone down and raced Bathurst 12-hour and done some tests in some supercars. So it's something I've kind of always kept a pulse on. Obviously, Ford has a huge presence down there, so it'd be something I would absolutely love to do, but obviously schedules aligning is a pretty challenging thing.
That's wild. Is there other forms of racing that you want to dabble in? I mean, you have a great opportunity with Penske because they're involved in so many things. We know you ran, sports cars, but beyond maybe supercars or some sports cars, anything else you want to get involved in?
I'd say probably first on the list that I need to have no schedule conflicts for would be 24 Hours of Le Mans. I'm waiting for the right moment to beg leadership from NASCAR from our off week to be a specific week in June so I could go do Le Mans. I actually have had offers to do it, especially when I was younger and silver rated and so on. I could either do the Xfinity race in Iowa or go do the 24 Hours Le Mans. I can't, I obviously had to do the Xfinity race in Iowa, but
it's quite they're really the same if you think about it.
Yeah, they're super equal. No, so that's a race that I'd absolutely love to do. Yeah. And once again, Ford's got the GT3 car, lined up over there. So, I think there'd be some good opportunity to do it if I had the time. And I've only heard amazing things about that event. But I would say next to that on the list is Indy 500. Nothing that's like, I need to do it now. But I would think that my racing career wouldn't be complete without doing that race.
I think we're wrapping. So thank you for joining us and being our first guest.
Cool.
Best interview of the day, I'm sure.
It was best station so far.
We'll take that one. Thanks.
All right. Chase Elliott is our next victim guest. How are you doing so far? Well, you said it the first time. I didn't even say it.
I think you did.
Okay. Well, anyway, Chase, welcome in.
Yeah.
We're happy to get you early in the day because we're still trying to wake up a little bit here. But I have probably the most important question of the day to ask you because I promised that the Door Bumper Clear listeners that I would ask you this. Are you familiar with the term chase sexuals, and what do you think of it, if so?
The only reason I know what this is, or I've heard of it, is because Bubba has said that to me before. And I don't know the meaning behind it. And I don't know what the meaning is, but I kind of like some sort of a fan.
I mean,
club.
Some of your fans are openly calling themselves that.
Okay,
they're just labeling
That's
themselves
what I thought,
that.
Based on the context of how he said it. But
I don't know if I was a fan of somebody that I would personally call myself that and use somebody's name, but some of them are all about it.
Me either. But that's okay. If that's how they want to roll, that's cool.
Okay, cool. I was just wondering if it had been on your radar. So there you go.
Definitely not on my radar, but I'm happy for them.
If they start making up T-shirts, we'll get you one.
Yeah, thank you. I'd be first choice in the morning.
The other important question is Georgia football this year. A little bit of rebuilding year for Georgia this year. You feel like, or do you feel like we're still? It's like you don't make. It's Kirby Smart's the standard now is so high for him. It's like if you don't reach the championship, it's like a disappointment.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, that's the culture in college football, and I hate it. Just in general, because I think it's a really competitive space and coaches are just expected to win like immediately. I think that's just a difficult place for a lot of those coaches to be, and you see them getting hired and they get paid all this money and they get fired and school's still on the hook to pay them. It just happens a lot, and I think it's kind of silly, but I don't know. I mean, they hadn't even played their first game.
Yeah.
So,
Clemson, though.
I hate the whole preseason talk and all that stuff just as much as I'm sure those coaches and players do. Just because, I've seen enough of it through all this, right? Like, it's all just a bunch of talk, like, until you actually go and perform and do something. So, I don't know. I hope they're really good. I'm going to pull for them whether they win all, 12 games
12
or
games.
if they win 2. I'm going to be just as big of a fan either way, so...
Do you think that the transfer portal and the NIL stuff, is that affected your love of college football at all, or the fandom? I mean, the players, the loyalty is not necessarily to the school like it used to be. It's better for the players, but for the fans, I don't know it necessarily is. Has it affected how you enjoy college football?
There's been kind of twofold to that. Like, I think that at first I fear kind of what it's going to turn into long term, I think, is my bigger concern of that, because I do think that there was a level of pride and, appreciation for going and playing for maybe a school that you grew up as a kid admiring. You could almost kind of see that on some of the players' faces. And I think it motivated some of those kids to go and play really hard for whatever school took a chance on them or whatever it was. So I do think, to your point, that loyalty factor is a little bit out the window. I still think that there are players that still feel that way and will continue to go to schools because of that. But it seems like that's going to be fewer and further between. So I don't really know. The NIL thing is, it seems like it has spread out some of the talent to some other schools that wouldn't necessarily have that. So I think that aspect of it might be a good thing from a...
There's more parity than ever
before.
before.
A global, standard on the college football level. But I think what's impacted the game that has made me enjoy it more the last year or so has been the schedule and some of the in-conference games that these schools are being forced to have to play now versus, a quarter or maybe even more of their season not being great games. So I'm sure they don't love that, having to, just be in a dogfight every week, but it's a lot of fun to watch. The season's pretty short as it is anyway, and I think the fact that there's really good games every weekend now, I think is a really good thing. So NIL thing, no NIL thing, I could go either way on any of that, but the schedule stuff and then the increase in the playoff thing has been great.
And the SEC is going to add a conference game next year.
Exactly.
So now they're going to have 9, so that's interesting. And I think there's something to be taken if you look at NASCAR. College football, it's less is more, right? It's 12 games. Like every game feels really, really important. Then you got
Have I said that before?
Yeah.
But in NASCAR, it's like 38 races. You're like, man, that's a lot. Like it's hard to make everything feel important. But when you only have a handful, 12, 14, 15 games depending on your playoff schedule, all of a sudden it's like, man, everything feels a little bit more significant. And I think there's a lesson learned in that, not just in NASCAR, but really a lot across other sports as well.
I couldn't agree more. And I think it's a great lesson that I wish we could take to and do something with. It's, look, the reality is that's not going to happen. I think we all understand that, but there is definitely something to the fact that the season's short, and by the time this time of year rolls around, everyone's hungry for it. Everyone's excited about it, and I think that would totally be the case for us too, but there's, too many dollar signs and things in place to, for that to ever change, at least in my time.
You make a good point, though, too. I mean, the college football season ends for most teams, early January, and then they don't resume, summer camps and everything.
Yeah.
The season doesn't start until late August. And you're like, man, I miss it. NASCAR, again, and other sports are guilty of this as well. It's like season ends, you take 6-8 weeks off, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, they're back,
Yeah, and it's interesting, too, because I'm getting to an age where, like you've been around it for a while now. I think when something's new and fresh, it's great. And then as time goes on for anything, and I feel it with other sports too, like being a huge fan of baseball, I'm like, man, they just got done playing, right?
Yeah.
I'd be okay if they didn't start back for a little while. But yeah, I think the football thing, they seem to have a nice balance, and great lesson there. I don't know how you apply that for what we do, but there's definitely a good lesson. Less is more, no question.
100%.
Fox just got Dave Portnoy for their pregame, and McAfee's obviously on ESPN. Going head to head, if you're on a Saturday, which one are you watching? Are you flipping back and forth?
Oh, I'm watching game day.
Yeah.
I'm watching game day for sure. I don't know. I just think there's something like nostalgic about college game day on a Saturday morning, like flipping on ESPN, and just that vibe to me is extremely special and just reminds me of me being a kid and watching that, and I don't know. So not that the Fox program's not probably good. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever sat down and watched an entire pregame Fox show like I would the normal ESPN game day.
It's an institution. I mean, you've got the
is.
Corso head picks. Now Corso's retiring, but you're going to miss that.
Yeah.
But it just feels like it's just 9 a.m. Saturday morning.
It feels right.
Yes, exactly.
It feels right.
And they do a really good job of picking the big games. And if you're an SEC guy like yourself, they tend to be at a lot of SEC games. So makes sense.
Yeah, it certainly they cater to a lot of the SEC
Yeah.
schools. That is true, or at least the ones that I guess they're probably not necessarily catering to the schools, but I think it's more viewership based. So I think there's some math and some
Well, there's bigger games than that.
Yeah, something to back that up.
Yep.
I'm sure why they choose those when they do, but even when they go out west and go on places that like you didn't see, I think there was a time they went somewhere out west last year, whether it was Oregon
Ducks.
or Washington
school,
or
yeah.
okay. I thought that was really cool, just to see a different landscape and a different place on a Saturday morning. It was
It's
like
dark.
5 o'clock.
Yeah. It's dark.
which was pretty neat. So yeah, I love waking up and watching. Which I think we have early practice this week. So
Yeah,
maybe next
can't do it
week.
every week. Yeah. Chase, I need your help because I'm thinking about mounting a campaign for NASCAR president. Of course, part of my platform will include more horsepower and changing the playoffs and all that, but I need my signature achievement. I'm torn between double the DAP money for the drivers, triple the off weekends, or quadruple the number of porta potties on pit road. Which should I choose as my platform?
Triple the off weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, triple off weekends.
Okay.
Because we were just talking about less is more, so you're getting more into more into that category. But yeah, I think less than the off weekends, or increasing the off weekends, I think would be a win for everyone and make people hungrier for what we have and what we do on a weekly basis. So I think that's would be a healthy thing for all of us.
I mean, you
included.
guys have crew guys that rotate through, right? Like you have some guys that come off the road at points during the year, or
we do not.
Oh, okay.
We do not. I do think some teams have adopted that model, and I'm not sure if HMS has a plan to potentially do that down the road. But and speaking for the 9 team only, it's our group every week. Unless family taking a week off. There's certainly situations that might not be the case always, but for the most part, every week it's the same group for us.
Interesting. You as a driver, I know the crew guys feel this, but as a driver, as the season goes on, do you get bummed? You get kind of grinded down a little bit too?
I think it's natural for that a little bit. Probably not as much, as it could be, or in certain roles for sure. I mean, I just think about like the truck drivers and the guys that are on the road constantly. I think that's definitely would be a really tough spot. I give those guys a lot of credit. Like that whole Mexico City Pocono deal this year was just incredible. I felt terrible for what they had to endure to make those shows go on, and they are the reason the show does go on. So I think that's always important to remember that perspective. But I think there's aspects of it that can, and just kind of loops back to your less is more thing.
Yeah.
Like I just think all those things are healthy for our fans. And I think people too, sometimes, they're like, well, of course you want less races. You don't want to work as much. Not true. I'm fine running. If we want to run 50 races, great. Let's run 50 races between February and like now, Labor Day, weeknights, whatever you want to do. So not true at all. Totally fine, racing as much as they want to race. I just think the calendar year time that we burn up is what we could help with, and creating some hunger in those off months.
Yeah, true.
So this year, obviously, Penske's won 3 straight championships, and they've really taken advantage of this format. It's worked well for them, especially with their strength with the flat, shorter tracks. Now there's 2 more of them with New Hampshire and Gateway in the playoffs, and they're pretty good at Talladega, which is in round 3. So do you look at that and you're like, geez, like we're going to have to go through them again? Or is it a new year, new slate? Do we have to put the first 3 out of our mind, or does that apply here?
I think it applies for sure. I mean, look at Saturday night. Ryan he's been probably the best. Between him and Denny, I would say they've been the best plate racers since I've been in Cup. Really, hands down, every year. So I that didn't surprise me. I don't think that really surprised anyone. But I think from Ryan in particular, he's probably had the most quiet, dominant year of anyone I've ever seen in the Cup Series. I mean, this guy probably could have won 5 or 6 races by now very easily, and the numbers don't show that. Engine failures here, or bad pit stops there, whatever it was. But we're coming back to some tracks that I really felt like they were lights out, way better than everyone else at the first time in the season. So really curious to see kind of where the rest of the field stacks up to that team now. But I do think they've set the bar as you go into these final, not the whole 10, but to your point, certainly the latter part of the 10 that we have coming up.
He's had a great year. I mean, you look at it, 70 and now, but the speed's been there every kind of track.
For
It
sure.
doesn't matter. Short tracks, I mean, road courses maybe a little bit less, but every week it's there. It's just, like you said, engine failures are getting swept up into an accident, not of his own doing. It's like he's really had a complete year. It's not like a guy just coming into his own. Oh, he got hot in the playoffs. Like, no, this guy is now.
Yeah, no, not true.
Yeah, this is a guy who's now legit every single week.
Yeah, he has been and has been that way for a while, but I think this year probably more than ever, and he's done a great job.
HMS has really put an emphasis on Phoenix and those type of tracks. Are you optimistic that enough gains have been made since the spring race there that we could see something?
I am actually, and I really do believe that, and I base that on just our Richmond experience. I thought was an improvement for us. I thought we were in position to have a really solid night. Were we as good as the 11? No, probably not. Were we as good as the 3? No, maybe, close. But I do think that we were in the mix with the rest and maybe a small adjustment away here or there from giving ourselves a chance. And that's been a really hit or miss racetrack for us, and mostly miss. Richmond, totally get it. Very different than some of those racetracks that we go to. I think Gateway will be a really good indicator as to what we have and what we don't have, particularly the 3 and 4 end of the racetrack. And then certainly Loudon will be another really good one to kind of see where we stack up. But there's been a lot of emphasis to your point. I think a lot of it has been successful in kind of the direction that we're going in and trying to get to at least.
Well, thank you for stopping by. Always fun to chat with you about college football and everything else. So thanks.
You bet.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
All right. Chase Briscoe is now joining us. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Always nice to have you on.
You always want to be on the teardown, so I mean, this kind of counts.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah. Someday we're going to do a full post race episode with you after
let's do
some
it.
race. Yeah.
After
Sometime.
Phoenix in the championship, maybe.
That'd be cool. That'd work.
I mean, on that note, like, I think, of all these people we've seen come in, and we've seen people come into the Cup Series with a story where they had to grind for it and stuff. But you have the grinder story, the ultimate grinder story, and you've made it to a top team. You won races, and now we're sitting here talking about you as a possible championship contender.
Yeah.
Do you think that path has closed behind you? Can somebody still come in and sleep on a couch and do it the way you did it and get all the way up to the level you have, or is yours such a unique story that you might be the last of that?
No, I definitely think it's possible. I mean, anything's possible, right? So, yeah, I don't think that door is shut. I mean, I almost think it's easy. It's never easy, right? But I feel like more drivers are getting shots now than ever before, almost. Like, at least in the course of the last 10, 15 years. Like,
Sure. Josh Berry, Ryan Preece, for example.
Yeah, like
yourself.
Butterbean.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of guys that are like getting opportunities, and if you go and perform, then you can keep going. But 15 years ago, like, if you didn't have money, you weren't getting any opportunities. So I feel like it's still there. I mean, literally every door has to open perfectly for you, which I'm blessed that it was for me. But I definitely think that door's not shut for anybody. I think that if you just get the right opportunity and you're willing to put in the work and you can perform, it's all about, me and Bell were talking about it a couple months ago, like, your career is all about moments. And you never know when that moment is. There might be somebody watching. Like, for me, the moment that even got me, my foot in the door at the ARCA deal was winning a $500 to win mini sprint race. Like, and it was because me and Bell were teammates, and I was able to say that, hey, Christopher ran second and I won. It was $500 to win. Like, I bet there wasn't 40 people in the grandstands, but that was one of my moments, right? That really changed everything for me. So yeah, your career is all about, those moments going the right way and getting opportunities. And yeah, I don't think that door's shut.
And also that Charlotte Roval race.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that's another one of those moments, right? Where, if I don't win that day, then I'm definitely not sitting here talking to you guys. So yeah, I mean, your career is all about these moments, and there's sometimes people have 10 of them, sometimes people have one of those moments, but it's all about performing in that moment.
You've been in the playoffs before, third time now. I think it's fair to say the first 2 times you didn't come in with these expectations. All right. And realistically, just maybe with the team you're with in that situation, you come in this, though. I have you in my Final Four. I know a lot of people think you guys are poised to go on a deep run. How is that for you?
It's definitely different. The first 2, like, you're just playing with house money. Like, you're excited to be here. You say that you have a shot to win the championship, but down deep, you know that, like, it's probably not going to happen. Where now, like, I do feel like if we do our job right over the next 10 weeks, we very legitimately could be the champions. So, yeah, it's definitely different, where, last year even everybody's picking me to be out of the round of 16, and then, the other day you guys are both picking us to be in the round of 4. Like, it's definitely different from that standpoint, but it's exciting, to have that opportunity.
You've been so good when your back's against the wall and everybody's counting you out.
Yeah.
It's got to be a weird switch
is
to
weird.
be like,
It is weird.
oh, wait, no, now that people think I'm going to do it. You know?
It is.
It's like, hold on, guys. No, I'd rather you say no.
Yeah, it's definitely different. And I definitely feed off the, like, negativity for whatever reason. Like, I did the Dale Jr. download yesterday, and I was telling him there's that Randy the plumber guy, that yells, and he crossed me out and was like, not a legitimate contender, and I bookmarked. I'm like, I gotta save that just in case. But yeah, I mean, it is different, having people. Because really my entire career, I've never had that where people are like picking me to be the favorite, or not a favorite, right? But at least to be one of the contenders. So it is, it's a different feeling for sure.
26 races now with James Small as your crew chief. What unique words has he taught you?
I can't say them on air. I'll get in trouble. Yeah, James's vocabulary is definitely unique. I guess it's just the Australian lingo, some words that they say all the time there that we don't say here, which I've definitely heard it a lot. My favorite was actually last week. He came over the radio and we had like these code words. We had one for A through like E or F or something like that, and he was saying D, and I couldn't understand what he was saying. He's like, D for D. I was like, okay, all right, got it,
understood.
Yeah.
You must have to have some level of thick skin to be able to brush off some of the stuff. Because even in your normal conversation, I'll listen to you guys on the radio or something, right? And you're like, hey, do we have like this Radiator fan this week? Or I don't know what the thing is. He's like, Chase, we had that every week. We've had it for all season or something like that. And I'm like, geez, but I guess you just go, whatever.
I think honestly, like for James, I think it's probably a nice change for him to have somebody that's very just easygoing and nonchalant all the time. Because like Martin, I think would, like they would go back and forth. We heard it all the time. And
they sound like my parents sometimes.
Yeah. And like James, like I literally, that's just how he talks. Like, it's not like he's coming off to like be like rude or anything. That's just his natural like demeanor and how he talks. And it definitely can get like taken out of context a lot of the time. And yeah, there's been times where I want to say something back. Like I'll ask all the time, like, hey, what's our teammates got going on? And he's like, don't worry about our teammates. I just like knowing that stuff.
Yeah.
But I just don't say nothing back because there's no point in arguing back and forth.
Do you ever find yourself unfortunately taking some of the words he uses on a daily basis and they end up slipping in your vocabulary?
Not at home,
especially because you got kids. So it's gonna be a little concerned to that.
Not at home. At the shop though, yeah. And like in our group chat, like I'll say some now just like as a joke, and like especially at the beginning of the year, I'd say, and he'd be pretty fired up that I'd like kind of started using some of them. But yeah, just in the group chat, that's the only time I'll really use them.
Speaking of kids, so my oldest daughter is a very picky eater, and for whatever reason, every time she doesn't want to eat something, I think of Chase Briscoe. You pop in my head all the time. So, and I know still, like you've never had a hot dog, and there's other foods. I think at one point it wasn't, no PB&J and no coffee. But can you give me some hope, some level of hope that when she is an adult, she will try? Have you tried things in the last few years?
A hot dog?
No, I never had a hot dog.
Never.
Yeah. I had mahi the other day. That was new.
That's an adventure.
Yeah, I eat salad now.
Okay. Yeah, because a few years ago you weren't fruits and vegetables.
Like you hang out at racetracks. Like hot dogs are like staples of racetracks.
Cheeseburger guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I never had a hot dog. I don't know why. At this point, it's like, why try it
now? It's a principle thing.
Yeah, it's like, I'm that guy. So why break that now? Yeah, I think there's hope. It is funny though. Now that I have kids, I'm seeing it all play back. Like our twins, especially our little boy, he is like super picky, won't eat anything. And then our little girl, she'll eat anything. And I'm like, man, this is like spot on to my childhood.
So, but do you know the tricks of like what would have worked on you had your parents tried something, or there's nothing that would have worked on you to get you to try stuff?
Nothing really. I mean, they tried, like truthfully, they tried, and it was like torture almost at times. But yeah, like I have a video of me like the first time they were wanting me to, I can't even remember what it was. And I mean, I'm like gagging and all kinds of stuff. And then like now with my son, I'm like, oh, this is going to come back full circle and bite me.
Yeah, it always works like that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Better hope you never went to Barnesville, by the way, because if they find out you didn't eat a hot dog, like, man, it could be
true.
over.
Yeah. I remember I wanted Arca at Chicago, and they had like the Chicago dog. And they came up in Victory Lane, and you know, you're in Arca, so you're just like happy to be there. And our PR lady came up, and she's like, here's a hot dog. And I said, I don't eat hot dogs. And then my crew chief, Chad, came up, and he knew that I didn't eat hot dogs. And he grabbed me by the neck. He said, you're going to eat this effing hot dog. And so I like went to take a bite, and I slipped the like hot dog part out of it and just ate a part of the bun and then threw it to the picker guys.
Oh, okay. That's smart.
Yeah,
That's
so Chicagoland's coming back, so maybe the Chicago dog will be back again too in Victory Lane.
Okay, I like that. So in 2017, again, speaking of food here, we were doing a 12 questions, and I asked you who's the most famous person you've had dinner with, and you said the only famous person you'd ever had dinner with was Brad Keselowski.
Yeah.
So now, how would you re-answer that question 8 years later?
No offense to Brad. There's got to be someone better, right?
I guess Tony would be the only. I can't think of anybody like famous I've had dinner with really, other than other drivers.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I just thought baseball player friends. I guess your
never really
baseball
went
player
to-
friends aren't hugely famous.
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know.
I never went to dinner with any of them.
Okay.
I mean, I've like golfed and had lunch with Cole Swindell. I guess you want to
That
count
works.
that. Yeah. But Tony at dinner, and that was probably the coolest dinner because that's when he told me I was going to Cup.
Oh,
So that was-
yeah.
that one was
Okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, you might not be able to top that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
You ever look at what Tony's doing on the NHRA side, and you're like, man,
He
I'd
was
like-
leading points a while back. I don't know if he is now.
He's won
or
a couple
not.
races. I was gonna say, did you ever get the itch to say
Yeah, I talked to him.
go over there and try that?
I have no desire to try to go 330 miles an hour. Yeah, I'm good on that. But it is cool. You know, that guy he can do anything, and he's always pretty competitive at it. So yeah, I don't know where he'll end up points wise. It'd be crazy if he won the championship.
That's quit. That resume is stacked when you think about it.
I mean, there's no other driver in the world that has the resume that he has.
it's incredible.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
We mentioned that you're a championship contender. Obviously, your teammate Christopher Bell is another one, and it's just so fascinating that you guys both were roommates and slept on the couch at Ross Weiss's house, and were both coming at the same time. It's not like you both just made it. You both just made it on the same team.
Yeah,
you're
it's
both
crazy.
super competitive. You might be going against each other for the Cup title.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty wild.
How do you even wrap your head around a development like that, a story like that? It's so crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy how just that, there's only 36 drivers right in the world that even get a run Cup, but then the fact that we're teammates and we've known each other for as long as we have. I mean, like I was just telling Diffie and them over in the NBC room, like 10 years ago, I was sleeping on couches, right? And my Facebook memories will pop up. And 10 years ago, I was going to like Cars Tour late model races and like USAC midget races, following Bell around. I'd do like PR for him. And now we're teammates. And it's crazy how, that if you would have told me that was going to happen, like I would have never believed that, right? But yeah, it came back full circle.
Were you a good PR guy?
So
Yeah, I had all the lap times, and I'd be posting them on his page and everything. I mean,
You were doing like a social media type
yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. That was my backup plan, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember sending all the like practice times out, and I'd send them to his parents. Then I had the scanner at the track, and I'd do live updates.
wow.
Man.
Yeah,
Just
I
in-
didn't do it a whole lot, but I definitely would do it.
Just
Yeah.
as a skill set you can fall back on in case
Yeah,
this driving
yeah,
thing
it's-
doesn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, it's still there. I still got it in me.
Those Penske cars, they look pretty fearsome at short, flat tracks. But of course, places like New Hampshire and Phoenix could suit you guys as well.
Yeah.
So in some ways, it feels like on paper, you guys are the ones that can prevent them from winning a third straight title. But they're also probably going to be really fearsome. I mean, even though like Bell at New Hampshire last year, I mean, like we could see one of the Penske cars be good there. Like how much can we read into a gateway in New Hampshire early in the playoffs to think, okay, this is whether they're going to be good or not.
Yeah, it's hard because I mean, things change, right? Like it's still a year later, the tire's going to be different, but yeah, it is very unique in a sense of, Penske, it seems like no matter what tire we've taken to Phoenix, they're always fast, but it's only really in the fall race. The spring race, they don't have that speed. And then you go look at St. Louis, like they're always fast at St. Louis. New Hampshire could go either way, but I definitely think from like a well-rounded standpoint, I think JGR and Hendrick are probably the two most like well-rounded organizations, but Penske is super, super close. The problem is with Penske is like the tracks where they're better than everybody, they're way better typically. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I think that we can definitely, dethrone them, I guess, if you want to use that word, but we still got to get there, and they have to have cars get there too. So it'll be interesting. I think that the playoffs, just how they are this year with the points, how tight they are, and then the racetracks we're going to, it's kind of wide open for anybody right now. It's just a matter of who will step up.
Thanks for joining us, Chase. Really appreciate
thanks
it.
for having me. Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Ryan Blaney is next up. We're happy to have the Daytona winner with us. But Ryan, you got done with Daytona, and then you immediately went stroller shopping. So,
I did.
Oh,
yeah,
that was my Sunday.
Oh, you spent a Sunday off. You have so few Sundays.
after he won.
Yeah.
After you win.
That was my off day. We went shopping.
And your Sunday fun day consisted of stroller shopping.
Yeah. Well, we planned on doing that regardless. Like my wife and I already planned like, hey, if we get the race in on Saturday, we have to do this. We have to car seat strollers. Like we got to get this stuff. And yeah, she asked me Sunday morning, she was like, you still want to go, down to South Park and go shopping? I was like, yeah, we said we're going to do it. I don't want to push this off any later. Like we got to get this thing.
Pun intended.
Yeah. So that was fun, man. Life changes. That's for sure. 6 years ago, I wouldn't be stroller shopping on a Sunday off after a win, but strollers are car seats. It's a black hole.
Well, so what's interesting to me is, and maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I feel like when I was a kid, probably when you were as well, strollers were just strollers.
Yeah.
Like it was just, here's a stroller. Now it's like going new car shopping. There's like nice suspension and stuff like that. And it's a smooth ride. And
it's like everything now. They there's too many of them out there.
Is it a big thing?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's huge.
Like it's like a whole ordeal.
It's crazy. It's
Seriously?
absolutely crazy. Just go look up strollers
looking right
on the
now.
internet and look how many companies and different types of strollers there are. Yeah, you're like test driving them. That's
Exactly.
You are. You're test driving these strollers.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Yes.
and car seats. Like, oh, you got to get this type of car seat that clips in, to the hooks on rental cars and your car, and it's a whole ordeal.
Oh, they got ones like long wagons, like the little canopies and stuff.
Yeah, but that's not. You got to get a different stroller because you got to get the one that fits an infant, a newborn. Then they upgrade, right? When they get older, like 3 or something, they get the different seat. Mm-hmm. It's like Apple, right? Like you got to get this, and then you have to also buy this and this certain charger.
Right.
It's like
it's like
everything.
you there's some moments where you would want an iPhone. There's some moments you'd want an iPad. There's some moments you need a laptop. You have to have the different strollers for the different occasions. Jogging stroller,
Exactly.
a stroller that travels really well.
How's that one?
Yeah.
Just basic, simple.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Would you convince your wife to get that stroller?
So this is a stroller that we would buy.
That's
when
like
we
for the
don't,
beach.
You don't want to take it somewhere and you just throw it away afterwards.
Right.
So go buy it at
It's
Walmart.
like the styrofoam cooler of strollers.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
It's exactly like that.
Right,
stroller.
because sometimes you're like, I don't want to bring us the nice one with us. So let's just buy a $20
Right,
one,
yeah.
use it for a day, throw it away. But that's not the kind he was shopping for.
Yeah, and this is a big one, right? It's like shopping for your first car. Right? It's our first stroller and car seat and stuff. Like you want to get a nice one, You do. I was feeling generous, right? We just got to win.
I don't even want to ask
I'm gonna
how much.
upgrade.
Like,
Oh, it is bonkers how expensive these things are.
all right.
But
Googling that.
But
now.
also, a big thing to me was, all right, not only does it, how does this thing handle? How does it drive? How quick can you fold it up and unfold it? Like
That is
and how
huge.
easy is it to unfold
Yes.
and fold? And so I was like timing, like, well, bam, and then bam, this thing's open. And like, Gianna, like, how do you like it? Do you like how it folds and unfolds? And is it easy for you? And so there's so many different levels to it. It's crazy.
But honestly, you'll be I know it sounds crazy to Jordan, but like when you're on a walk and you have the nice smooth one and you're walking for an hour and a half and the baby's sleeping, you're like, oh, I'm so glad I got this good one.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So it's like, so they ride different even?
Oh yeah.
How
Yes.
does, like,
There's
this
different wheel sizes, and some of them have suspension.
Some of them are
and,
quiet.
yeah.
this sounds really stupid.
bonkers.
But like, how does a stroller one stroller ride better than another?
It's the same as a car.
Yeah, how does one car ride different than another?
Well, that's a car. It's like this big machine. Like, I mean, strollers
just
just
a
That's
mini
what he paid a lot for.
It's a mini car. They got, some of them got, I didn't get one that has like, I've seen some that have like shocks and springs on them and stuff. I didn't go that route.
No.
But
All
yeah,
right.
dampers and stuff. That's crazy. Yeah. What brand do you have?
I think we had a Numa one at
Nuna.
one point. Nuna,
Yeah, that's what we got at Nuna.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Got-
that's
They're
what
like
we got.
$2,000, some of these.
I know.
Yeah,
Like
Is there-
carbon fiber on them and stuff.
Is there like a next gen car of strollers where you're like, oh man, we should have had this, we should have had this?
It's funny though. Like you look at it, I'm like, damn, they should have put this here. Like they should put this on.
Needs
this.
more
Like,
horsepower.
Yeah, I was like, I need to get in the stroller business.
that's what I was gonna say. That
Yeah.
could be a nice little side thing. You understand?
Investors.
The Blaney buggy.
Yeah, the Blaney buggy.
The Blaney
Okay.
buggy.
That'd be good. I'd make a hell of a.
You're
stroller.
welcome.
That'd be,
Yeah.
that'd be a good project for my dad. My dad likes building stuff. So
See?
really have to put that on
That's
his
a
list.
great combo
Can I
knowledge.
get a cut of this? Like 1% for coming up with the name?
Yeah, we'll give you royalties.
That's perfect.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take that.
Yeah, that'd be good. You could promote it on the show.
Perfect.
You know, Teardown brought to you by Blaney Buggy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, make y'all do reads for me every week.
We
That'd
love.
be awesome.
Yeah, right now we
Jeff's
only,
the perfect spokesman.
we love doing ad reads, so absolutely we'll read anything. Speaking of getting a lot of money, in 2014, you said that you wanted to go to space at some point, and I said, "Well, when you're a Cup driver, you weren't a Cup driver yet." I said, "When you're a Cup driver, you can afford one of the space tourist things." And you're like, "I don't think I would spend $20 million to be a space tourist." But
Is that
here
what
we
it
are.
costs?
Well, I think it was at the time. It's probably more than that now to take a ride. But you've got some money, not maybe just $20 million to throw away, but. Would you ever? You still want to go to space at some point? Would
Yeah.
you still like to try to do that?
Be great. I'd love it. Be way better than the ocean.
Yeah.
Can't see nothing down there. What
No.
are you gonna look at?
I got to worry
That's
about
true.
sharks too.
Yeah, sharks and
The little
things
submersible
collapsing.
collapsing.
Too soon or anything. I don't
Right,
know, but
right.
yeah, I'd still love to go to space. I think that'd be fun. We might have the opportunity here before too long. That what do they call it? BI Atlas that's headed towards Earth. You heard about that?
No, I missed that.
No.
Oh, there's
No.
some. Oh, it's a mysterious object. Is that what you're talking about?
They think it's a spacecraft.
Is this like an Armageddon thing or?
No, it's not going to hit us. They think it's like a mothership of some kind because I was with Paul Menard at Share Builders yesterday, and Paul was telling me all about this.
Okay.
Stuff. He was deep into it. So it's like it's moving faster than like 10 times faster than anything they've ever done before. And the angle of it's really weird. And a comet, it has like the tail on it, but it's like in the front, and it's just weird the position that it's going to be at. When we can see it, it's going to be behind the sun. It's very odd. So if that thing
interesting.
starts slowing down, we have an issue.
So it's like
Like,
we're thinking
interesting.
like it could be aliens or something.
Oh, yeah.
he's saying.
That's what experts are thinking. It's a
All right.
possibility.
Oh, I mean,
It's not
So
going to
then
hit
you
Earth
could
or
just be
anything,
like, "Hey,
but-
I am Ryan Blaney, former NASCAR champion, maybe NASCAR champion again this year, maybe 2-time soon. I'd love to get a ride. I'm interested in
Yeah.
going to space, and
yeah, I don't know. That's like stranger danger. What are they going to do to you in
Yeah.
that spacecraft?
maybe we
man?
get him to come out to Talladega, be like the Grand Marshal.
Yeah,
or
there you
something. They
go.
fit right in.
You know what? When everyone says like aliens and stuff, I always just think of Mars Attacks. You ever
I
see
know.
that?
Yeah, I know.
That movie terrified me as a kid.
Dude,
it was so scary.
seriously.
Well,
All
to
I
me, it was
think about-
Independence Day, like blowing up the White House
Yeah.
and stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Yeah, look up. It's like something Atlas, B1 Atlas or something
I'm on
like
it.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You also said in 2015, I'm pulling out these old ones, that I asked if there was a magic genie and you had to give up your favorite hobby forever for the rest of your life in order to win a NASCAR championship, would you do it? And you were one of the only people that said yes, you would. And you said it was video games at the time. Aren't you so glad you didn't have to do that? You won the championship.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to give up any of your hobbies for the rest of
That's
your life.
true. That is
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Lucky on that one. I would have the same answer today, though. If I could win a second one, I'd give up video games.
You would?
Yeah.
Well,
Hell yeah. What do I
you're
need
about to have
video
a
games
lot
for?
less time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What video games do you play?
We kind of bounce around on Steam a little bit.
Okay.
Me, Bubba, and a couple other buddies, and we've been playing this game called Peak recently. It's like a climbing game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. So I like teamwork, and it's really hilarious. So we bounce around.
Like rock
Different
climbing?
game. Yeah, it's like you're climbing these big structures, and there's different levels and stuff. And
Can you knock each other off, or it's a point to
no,
work
the
together?
point is to kind of get there together.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Okay.
teamwork.
Yeah,
and
it's a lot of fun.
collaborative, and
That's teamwork.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a good like team building exercise for the team, the 12th team. Maybe.
Yeah. It's a good game. It's a good game. But yeah, we like I like playing some scarier games too. Like, God, what were we playing? We were playing like Backrooms for a little bit. There's a couple others that little fun games with your friends. I'll play them only with my friends. I won't play by myself. Like, what's the point of playing scary games by yourself?
Yeah,
It's terrifying.
yeah. I'm just waiting for GTA 6, but
Yeah,
for the
wait 2 more years.
Yeah,
They're
they
going
might
to delay
never-
it again.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Season year, we had Chase Elliott in here, and he was talking about how he thought you probably have had maybe the best season, or one of the best. You and Denny have been like consistently had the best seasons. You look at your numbers, and it's like it's 7 DNFs, but you look at the other numbers, it's like every race this year, just about. It feels like you guys have been in the mix. We know you've got the championship. I feel like you've had years like this before, but this feels like almost like another level. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think our group's been like really good. I've said, I think in years past, like 23, 24, it took us a little bit to get going. Changes with the car and stuff like that. Like it took us a little while to wrap our arms around it. And, by late summer, we kind of got rolling. This year, I feel like we've had great speed all year out of our camp. And, getting to second in the regular season points with 7 DNFs, like that really said, like, man, we've been running really strong all year and just haven't been able to sometimes finish them. But I think this group is really performing at a great pace right now, and you just hope to keep it. You just hope to do it. But I've been really happy where our team has been at, and just hopefully just make another run at it. That's all you can ask for.
In the races, you had those DNFs too, by the way. Phoenix, Homestead, like
They were fast.
Yeah. I mean, the crash at Vegas, like those were 3 straight races where you had, if not the fastest car, certainly in the mix.
Yeah. I mean, those are bummers for sure. But
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring them up.
No, we get over them. Like, that was 3 in a row. Was,
Yeah.
The Phoenix, Vegas, Homestead,
Yeah.
3 in a row, and it was really neat how like all the 12 team responded to that. Like we just didn't really let it get to us at all. Like by that 3rd DNF in a row, it's pretty easy to get bummed out, But we all just came in the shop the next day, and what's next? We had a good run, didn't really play out. Where do we go from here, and how do we do the best job next week? And my guys do such a good job of that, and I think it really benefits them when it makes them mentally tough. Like when you can get through unfortunate times, and just come out unfazed and usually stronger from it. I think it's a trait that this 12 team has that I think is really neat.
The adding New Hampshire and Gateway to the playoffs really plays into your team's strength, and it increases the chance that you may have to go through one or more of your teammates to win the championship. When you are in, both in championship contention like last year, does the dynamic change at all? Is it the same as every week and you're just like, let's go do it on the track? Because to me, it would feel like really stressful if I'm going against Jordan for something that I want to win. I actually don't want to help him. No offense. But
Wow, that's rude.
Yeah, like that situation, last year, a great situation, right? Joey and I raced for the championship, ended up winning 1-2. Nothing changed at all from prep week. Like Jonathan and Paul kept their same communication, open notebooks. Joey and I had the same relationship of talking through practice, where do we need to be better? What's your stuff like? There was 0 changes when that, and I think that and that's just how we do it over there. It's all 3 of us in the 21 car, like working together in unison to make everybody better. And that's how we've been able to be as good as we've been. Or I don't know if other teams do that quite as well, and just don't have that much of an open line and open conversation from the engineers and the crew chiefs and the drivers and things like that. And I think that's what we're Team Penske, right? It's everybody is part of this group, and you want to, win for yourself, but you have to work together. And Rogers made that a huge point. What's the point of having all these cars and people if you're not talking and communicating and trying to make it for the betterment of Team Penske? So it does get tricky maybe in like race scenarios, like the end of that race at Phoenix. Yeah, it's a little tricky, but at the end of the day, you still go try to win the race. But as far as like the prep communication, all that stuff is the exact same.
I'm looking at your year, and I don't know how big of a believer in momentum you are, but you end the regular season 6 straight top 10 finishes, led laps in most of those races. I mean, you guys are starting to click at the right time, whatever that's worth. And we know Penske's reputation for kind of hitting it at this time of the year. Does it feel like that again? Because it looks like it from the outside.
I don't really think I feel any certain way. Like I feel great about where our team is at.
Yeah.
I felt the same way the last couple of years going to the playoffs. Like I thought we were doing a great job, through the week, and everyone was doing their best job every single weekend, which is super important to me. Like no matter how you run, is everyone doing their job to the best of their ability? Like is everyone giving all that they have? and that's always been the case. And so I've been happy with that. I do really feel like we've had a more consistent speed year this year than we've had in the past, for sure, all through the season. And you just hope that keeps up. I mean, it could change next week. Like, you could be behind the 8 ball, for a couple races. You just never know. So you just got to constantly keep working and trying to improve, just like always.
Thank you so much for stopping by and joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. Shane Van Gisbergen is next. Thanks for joining us on Media Day. Exciting to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Tied for the series lead coming into the playoffs. Pretty good.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't really seen it, but yeah.
Is it wild to think about that you are tied with the most wins in the series this year? I can't imagine that was on your bingo board at the start.
No,
of the
it
year.
wasn't. It's pretty cool to have that, right? And yeah, good to get that amount of wins. Pretty cool.
When you look at this year, I mean, what has been the biggest hurdle you've had to overcome to kind of get to this point and say, hey, we know we're going to be good on road courses, but overall to have the year that you wanted, what's been the biggest challenge?
Yeah, I don't know about hurdle, but I think it's just been progression. Like, we knew it was going to be difficult, right? Like, I'm really inexperienced at this on the oval side, but it was all a whole new team as well. Like, Trackhouse has gone through a huge expansion to 3 cars, but still running a 4th car at some races. And so the team hired so many different people, and it's just learning how we all fit in. And it was a whole new crew on my side. And, we were all learning at the start. So it was subpar to start with, to put it nicely, I guess. And we're in the 30s most weeks, and now we're in the top 20 most weeks. So still not amazing, but it's been a huge step, and we're pretty competitive most weeks now, it feels like. And yeah, it's just been constant improvement, which has been cool to be a part of.
Your sim racing teammate, Max Verstappen, said you were a crazy right foot breaker and that he could not do what you're able to do. Do you really think that it's a skill that he wouldn't be able to learn? Is it that unique?
Well, it's not really needed what he does, and it's not needed here either. It's just what I'm used to. But now I left foot brake anyway on the ovals, so I've kind of switched over.
So, a lot of people have made, when people say, "Oh, SVG is so fast on road courses," they attribute it to that. It's got to be more than just your braking, right?
Yeah. But it's nice that they think that. I guess they can try it. Yeah. But it's like when you see, it's like me going on an oval for the first time. It's just I've grown up doing that the whole time, and it's what I know, how to search for it, how to make the car faster, and that's what these guys are like on an oval.
But the braking part of it is just something that people can point to, because they can't say, "Oh, he's beating us here, he's beating us here," so they say it must be the braking. I mean, that's what I assume.
Yeah, it's nice, but that's probably not what it is. Yeah.
You're technically a rookie, but you look at your experience, it's like maybe you shouldn't be classified as a rookie. I'm curious, NASCAR's got these meetings with drivers, quarterly meetings with drivers and things. And in the room, some drivers are hesitant to speak up for whatever reason, and often rookies will say, like, it's not my place. But you have a lot of experience, and it's much different than a lot of typical rookies. So I'm curious, in these meetings, do you find yourself ever voicing an opinion or asking questions or anything like that? Or how do you kind of conduct yourself?
I'm pretty quiet normally, but like I think Mexico, they consulted us with what they should do with bundles and curbs and stuff like that. And I think here they're very receptive, and they do change and take the driver's opinion, which is cool. But yeah, on the ovals, I don't have much to say because I don't know yet, but I think those meetings are pretty good. And I think NASCAR does a good job letting the drivers have an opinion compared to most series.
Is it very different from like supercars or anything? Is it more dictatorship down there? Sort of.
Yeah, like everyone still has an opinion, but they don't really care about the drivers or change things. It's just how it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Austin Cindric said the deal's not done yet, but he's interested in trying to go down and run a supercars race. What do you think the adjustment would be like for him if he was going to go do that?
So we did a test last week, ECU test at Kershaw, which was a terrible racetrack, by the way. But you could hear him right foot braking, and he was heel toeing, and he's already practicing because in those cars you can't left foot brake and be fast. So it was cool to hear him practicing for it, and so I guess it means he's doing it.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself trying to recruit other guys? Say, come down and run. I know IndyCar, I don't know, a dozen years or so ago, had to send a bunch of guys down there to do some things. But do you find yourself talking to other NASCAR guys saying, "Hey, man, come on down"?
Well, back then there was an international race.
Yeah.
You had to bring a driver over from somewhere. So that was a cool thing. But yeah, there's more and more coming here, I guess. But it's hard. Like you see Will Brown, he's the champion there, and he ran mediocre at Chicago. Like, the guys here are very good. I just had a good first time, I think, and that's set
And then a few really good times after that, by the way.
But it's set unrealistic expectations for people, people are really good here. It's hard to just come in.
But I mean, it's, yeah, like he said, you've continued to sort of set it by the way you've been winning. And everybody looks at, Zilich coming in, that the fact that you guys have gone toe to toe in Xfinity, he'll obviously take some time to get up to speed in Cup, but I mean, could we really see some battles between you and him next year? Could those races come down to you
I
two?
hope so, yeah, because that means the team's going well, and I think having another good road course driver will just push us to the next level. And especially Ross is not far behind too on the road courses, so we're pretty strong. But Connor's fast on an oval too, so it's going to be good to see how he goes.
What do you think of him for his age? I mean, he seems so mature, and for me, I keep looking at him and being like, all right, is he really that mature? Like, I can't even imagine having that kind of head on my shoulders at that age, but he seems like he's really refreshing to be around.
Yeah, well, he's still a kid as well. Like, you have some conversations with him and then you remember he is only 19 or whatever he is.
19.
But I find the upbringing of the kids here is unbelievable. They're so far ahead of where I've come from, and like racing Keelan Harvick in a legend car. He's 12 or 13 and he's racing 3 times a week, and he's as good as I was when I was 18, and he's 12 or 13. It's ridiculous how young the kids here start and how much racing they do. And, they're at the Motorplex, Trackhouse Motorplex every week and just always driving, It's impressive how good everyone here is at a young age.
I went out to see you guys in a legend car a few times at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it looked like you're having a great time. And it's like this little communal area. Kevin was over there, and then Bubba was over there. You guys are just like sitting in folding chairs, hanging out, having a good old time. And
it was good, yeah. And then we'd bet every week.
Oh, you'd bet?
Yeah, or we'd just say whoever was first in qualifying got to choose where we went for dinner on the Concord Strip, and whoever was last had to pay for it. So
okay.
It was a cool little competition every week.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, your development there to get so good as you did by the end of that season. I mean, that's I know it. We've also seen it in the Cup Series on the ovals. You're starting to get faster. Richmond was a great example and stuff, but your confidence must be building. I mean, I know people want to, take shots and stuff, say, road course. But I mean, people that are paying attention are noticing your oval stuff as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's just time. Like I started pretty much from zero, it feels like, and yeah, getting better every week. And every week I'm learning something and feeling more moments where I'm like, oh, this is how it should feel. And I'm getting more comfortable with the car being yawed out and sliding. And it's just a completely different style, so that legend car was the same. And all the guys here in NASCAR have been doing that since they were 10, so I did that. I'm so far behind, and I'm just trying to catch up.
Has Kevin been real helpful with pointers and everything?
Yeah, less so this year. Like I don't speak to him every week like I did last year, but whenever I need something or question something, he's there for me. And yeah, he's pretty amazing the way and the detail and little intricacies of every track he can describe.
What's something that he said to you, like advice-wise, that really jumped out to you and you're like, man, that's...
Well, I guess Richmond was like his dominant track, right? And it's always just hit that yellow line, wrap the yellow line. And I guess I didn't listen. I was doing the opposite. But
that's right.
But just like the discipline and how to, drive the car with your feet, basically, rather than the steering and try and balance it. And it's just that kind of thing I'm still learning. Yeah.
What made you want to try that high line? Because other drivers were sort of marveling at that. Like some of them were saying they were afraid to go up there because they thought, I think Denny on his podcast said they thought it would wear out the tires too fast up there. And you were making it work. Why did you want to try that?
Well, we missed the balance with our car, I guess, and it was just too tight. And I'd be really good for 10 laps on the inside, and then it would just wear out. So I just went searching, and it seemed to work for us. How tight our car would end up, I could just flow to the top, and other people I think tried it and would get too loose and kind of just work for us. And then of course no one else was doing it, so you just get more clear air, and it just seemed to work.
One unique thing about the playoffs though is you're going to be going to a track in 2 weeks at Gateway. You have no laps there.
No.
That's one of the...
I don't even know where if you asked me to point out St. Louis on a map, I wouldn't have a clue.
Just point in the middle, you'll be fine. It's actually,
never been there.
Yeah, so I mean, what is that like going, hey, this is a playoff race, and there's obviously the stakes are heightened, and now you're going to a track with 0 laps.
Yeah, but I've done that a few times this year.
Sure.
So
But regular season though versus playoffs though, there's a little bit of a difference there in terms of...
I guess so, but I haven't changed my mindset. I just got to keep building, and there's no point putting extra pressure on us. No one's expecting us to get out of the first round, right? So I'll just do what I do and
I am.
Who knows what's going to happen?
I think you will. I look at your point total. And I'm like,
Thanks.
as long as you guys don't have like disastrous finishes, accidents or something happens.
Anything could happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. But you have enough points kind of built up in your cachet. It's like you can even have like a bad race, and you should be okay.
Yeah, maybe. So
And if you get to round 2, man,
yeah, round 2 is probably easier than the first one
and
for
the
us.
Roval's
so.
sitting there, and yeah.
But it'll be fine. It's going to be tough. Like as you said, Gateway, I don't know, and Bristol was a real struggle this year for us. So
Yeah.
we got to try and lift a little bit.
That's the challenge of this, though.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm curious. I don't think I've heard you asked about the playoffs in general because, obviously it's been a big topic, and you come from a season-long points kind of thing. Would you like to see NASCAR? Some of the drivers want to see NASCAR go back to season-long. Some of them want a different format. What's your take?
Well, I've seen both sides of it, right? So I used to be obviously watch NASCAR as a fan, and as a fan, like a pretty casual fan, I love the playoffs because it would be so engaging and you're just wanting to know who wins and who makes the next round. I really enjoyed it as a casual observer. And then the one race was awesome as well. I'd always tune in for Phoenix, but as a driver, I hate it. You would hate it if you've dominated all year and you'd get to that point. But the fans are probably the most important thing, right? So for me, you'd want 3 races and maybe a couple more drivers to be involved or something like that. Just one race is a pretty small sample size to choose a champion, but it's very entertaining to watch. So I don't know there's a lot of arguments about it, but also I'm here because of the winning you're in on the playoffs. So
Yeah.
I don't want it to go away too much.
Yeah.
I like the winning year, and I think it does add a little bit more significance to the regular season. Other people say no, and that's fine. If you thought in your mind of like, hey, if I could design an ideal playoff format, what would that be? Because it seems like everybody kind of has their own idea of what that would be.
Yeah, I don't think about it too much because we can't change it, but
You can lobby for it, though.
yeah, but maybe the 3 races
Yeah.
to, with 6 drivers or something, just to make it a bit broader because, it's some years the best guy doesn't win, and it's pretty hard.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you stopping by.
No problem. Have
Thanks,
a good
man.
day.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. You're number 6. Alex Bowman's with us now. You're number 6 for us, but we're number 1 for you.
Yeah, you guys are just gonna ruin my day right off the bat, I guess.
Wow, I thought we were P1 on your,
We can be P1. You can start with the best first if that
Could
works
be.
for
we
you.
wouldn't be
Yeah.
here then.
I mean, this might be the most entertaining stop, I feel like.
We'd like to pretend.
Yeah.
I mean, the great thing is you have to be the happiest person to be here or more appreciative because there was moments recently, a few days ago, where you were like,
yeah, Saturday wasn't fun.
yeah, I bet. I bet.
That was just really stressful. But I think at the same time, like, surprisingly, knowing me, I had a pretty good mindset going into all that. Just there's so much outside of your control going into Daytona. We've been close to winning this year. We just haven't got it done. But we had put together like a lot of really good races and a really good stretch. And kind of regardless of how that went, I didn't want it to kind of detract from the fact that we were doing a lot of really good stuff. Like we've had a better summer than we've ever had and doing a lot of the right things, just haven't won yet. So yeah, it was stressful. Not a lot of fun watching the last 10 laps, but certainly glad it worked out. Yeah, and ready to get to work.
I remember seeing you after the race. We spoke, and you had your hand, and it was like
Yeah.
you took your hand out of your pocket. And it was just like shaking.
Big anxiety
And
moment.
it's like, wow. And that was, man, it was 5 minutes after the race was over. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't believe you were still feeling that at that time. I can't imagine just having to go through that entire sequence there of all of those non-winners up there, and you got Larson and Elliott up there, and then all of a sudden it's like they're falling back, and then Blaney comes out of like absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, probably felt like we were out for a majority of it. Yeah, it was super close, and that's just that's part of it. It was super stressful, like anxious. Really, like it wasn't bad until I would say 10 to go. It got really stressful, and then from there on out, it was like more anxiety than I could have ever possibly imagined. So, yeah, it wasn't fun, but definitely thankful it worked out.
How long, when we talked after the race, you said that really the week kind of, you think since Indy actually, you said the pressure, you've been really feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
And then even that week, you felt it a lot. What was it like though on the way home, leaving Daytona going, listen, now it's all gone and we're in, and it was a weight off your shoulders. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's all gone by any means. I think this year we saw first time winners at some tracks that you don't really expect to see them at, like Indy and Richmond.
Vegas.
Yeah, that was another one. I completely forgot about that. So that, like, you look at the points a month ago and you're like, okay, like this is what we need to do. These are the tracks that we're going to have to worry about. And then Indy happens and then Richmond happens and you're like, holy cow. Like even going into Richmond, we're like, we have the capability to have a good enough day to lock ourselves in today. And we did everything we needed to do to lock ourselves in minus win, right? Like if a different car that had already won that race, we were good on the 17 and then the 3 wins and you're like, we're in a terrible spot going into Daytona. So and then we crash. So I feel like, the playoff pressure is always there. The playoffs, like the intensity ramps up, but we have been living that for a month or two already. So, where a lot of times I feel like this is the week where things really ramp up. We've been living it. We're already there.
Yeah. And I mean, if you look at I think the stat is the last 10 races, you've scored the 3rd most points of anybody. And so you're performing at a high level with that pressure. And of course, then it goes back to last year's playoffs where, I mean, you essentially made the round that you didn't make.
On my side.
Yeah. I mean,
you did what you had to do.
Yeah. And so you were having a sensational playoffs, really strong. So, I mean, you've got to at least now know you have the confidence to go out and keep doing that. I mean, that's got to feel good. At least you can achieve that,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we're definitely capable. We're still growing as a team and trying to get our stuff together on a lot of sides, but we're continuing to get better. I think this first round, like Darlington, we struggled a little bit in the spring. We were gonna finish 8th or 9th, and then I smacked the fence at the end and broke a toe link. We go to Gateway after that.
Then Bristol.
Gateway, we lost brakes last year, but we weren't very good before that. So have some work to do at Gateway. And then Bristol, we were obviously really, really strong before we had a mechanical failure. So Darlington and Gateway are, places we need to be better at. Bristol, we've been really fast. So just need to get through these first 2 and kind of go from there.
Really important question is, no more snakes at the place? No more snakes getting in the house? We good?
Yeah, no, we've been good on that.
If there was a tarantula, a scorpion, or a mouse, what would be worse for Chloe than among those 3 options? The
a
next
tarantula,
worst,
a scorpion, or a mouse?
Mm-hmm.
Tarantula for sure. She hates spiders.
Okay.
She snakes and spiders, terrifying to her. Yeah, we were on a run the other day and there was a snake crossing the road. I literally jumped over it. 'Cause I saw it at like the very last minute and she had a meltdown, like full on meltdown. But spiders are bad too, for her. Honestly, insects in general are pretty bad for her. I don't know how a mouse would be. I don't know what her reaction would be.
You got rid of the snake with the pool net. Would you be able to remove the tarantula similarly, or would you need some help?
How about you just stomp on it?
Oh no, those things explode. Like
They explode?
I feel like you're saying that from experience. You stomped out a tarantula
no,
before?
like how in school they used to let the tarantula crawl in your hand. Did you
No.
ever do that?
No.
Hell no. Definitely not.
No chance.
Well, they used
What
to bring a
school did you go
tarantula
to?
in California. They used to bring it in. And you'd pass it around. They'd say, "Don't drop it; it'll pop open like a milk box."
Okay, I kind of want to see that now.
No, that's
that wrong?
That's horrible.
No,
That's horrible.
I'm out on that one. I think you could get it out of there with a pool net. Honestly, the one that sucks, you said scorpions? That
Yeah,
was one
you're
on your
an
list?
Arizona guy, that's why I put that on there. Yeah.
So I put on a pair of pants when I was a kid that had a scorpion inside of it. And that was a really bad day to be me.
Wow.
Like extremely bad day to be me.
Worse than Daytona?
Yeah, way more physically painful than
you got bit?
Daytona. Oh yeah.
Oh, you got bit. So you just like,
Oh
okay.
yeah, like all like down my leg. It was awful. And then my parents didn't believe me until it got all like my leg swelled up. It was just bad. I was pretty young. I can't remember how old I was, but yeah, that was another bad day.
So you put your pants on and it just like attacked you?
No, so that when I was a house guest of a friend in Phoenix, they're like, watch your shoes because the scorpions, they like to hide in places and then you don't know they're in there. So like they'll hide in your shoes or whatever. So I didn't grow up with this, but Arizonans, is that right? Arizonans,
I guess. Yeah.
have to deal with this, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
You got to be on the lookout for sure.
So always check your shoes.
Yeah, you're like halfway to Australia. There's that can kill you everywhere.
Yeah, I don't do snakes. I don't do scorpions. No offense, I'm never living in Arizona.
Yeah, no, me neither. I'm never going back.
It's like I'd much rather live in Florida. Like, yeah, there's alligators, but I can see an alligator. Like,
yeah,
and I know not to go near water. So
yeah, you see those things coming for sure.
Yeah,
but I'm not big on roaches.
I don't do anything like snakes, roaches, insects.
Florida has roaches.
Everything's got
This is a great interview.
I'm sorry.
It's the best interview of the day.
Yeah. Yep.
You're going to be thanking us later as you get,
All right, I'll ask you my question. I need your advice.
Okay.
Because I'm running for president of NASCAR. I'm thinking of it. And my campaign already includes the basics, more horsepower, changing the playoffs, all that stuff. But the key part of my platform is going to be one of these three things. So help me out. I could either double the DAP money, triple the off weekends, or quadruple the number of porta potties on pit road. What should be my big thing?
Well, I don't really get the big point DAP offers. So
I see.
So the DAP money,
it's not relevant to you.
It's not relevant to me.
It wouldn't get your vote.
No. Triple the off weekends. So does that spread our season out more, or are we gonna run 30 races?
You know what? I'm gonna eliminate some races.
30 races.
Less is more. So
I don't necessarily think that would be the worst thing. Like I think you could do a 30 race schedule and it'd be pretty good. Just like not oversaturate some markets maybe. But porta potties on pit road are a big issue at some racetracks. Not all racetracks.
That's what I hear.
But yeah.
Quadrupling would give you pretty much, you wouldn't have to wait in line. You wouldn't have to be worried about getting in your car.
It's like, there are some racetracks that have like one.
Just one?
Or none. Like Homestead and Indy, like the places that are really narrow behind pit road, there's nothing.
So what do? You
find the bathroom in the garage area. Like this year, I was doing that interview before Homestead, and I had to go to the restroom. Like you do like the driver parade on the back of the truck thing that they do now. And I had like a belt pack on. I was doing a live interview. I thought it was just sound. I didn't know that they were following me with a drone or something.
Oh.
And apparently waiting for me by my car while they're interviewing me. So I'm talking to them and I just stop walking because I'm like, I know I got to go that way for the bathroom, right? Well, they're still talking to me. They're like, where are you going? And I'm like, dude, I got to go to the bathroom at some point. Like, I got to get in this race car for 3.5 hours. Like, it's got to happen. And yeah, so that was awkward. But if there would have been a porta potty further down pit road, the problem would have been eliminated for, our broadcast partners, for everybody.
Pun intended.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your insight on many topics.
Yeah, this has been a great interview. I'm probably going to get in trouble. See you guys later.
We'll pay the fine.
Absolutely.
All right.
Glad we started off well. Joey Logano is here, my ally in correcting Jordan's fashion, because I agree with Joey Logano, defending NASCAR Cup Series champion, that Jordan should not be wearing pink pants to the racetrack.
Who says? Why not? I look good.
I say.
Yeah,
as a defending champion.
You can't do that. It's a racetrack. That's like a girl walking around with high heels at the racetrack.
So we object
What's
to
the
this?
point? Yeah. Yes. It's a racetrack.
No, we don't.
Tires,
it's a racetrack.
oil,
you gotta walk around
gasoline.
Yeah, put some sneakers on and walk around.
Well, first, no sneakers. I'm good.
He doesn't even wear socks. He doesn't wear socks.
What are you trying to impress?
You're married. You don't got to worry about anything.
He says that the pink pants paid off for him. I'll just
really?
leave it at
In
that.
what way?
I got a lot of compliments. I got a lot of nice compliments. I felt good about myself. I felt very slim.
Who gave the compliments? Because that's an important piece too. Right? Like,
I just got a lot of positive feedback from people saying that I look good.
I saw the evidence of this, to my dismay.
really?
So It
It's
works.
a pretty
it
bold
works.
move.
I know.
It's a bold move.
I'm
I
very
can
sad that
promise
it
you,
works.
I don't own any pink pants.
No?
No.
What's the boldest thing you have in your closet, wardrobe wise?
I don't.
Is it all
dude,
dad-
I'm
is
telling
it-
you, I am like box stock. I wear just
You got dad garb basically.
jeans and a polo every
Okay.
day.
Yeah,
That's me.
that's the Gluck collection. Right
Shorts.
We're
when I get
dads.
home. Yeah, it's dad life, man. I put sneakers on. I go for comfort.
Yeah.
I like the golf attire kind of thing. I don't golf,
Yeah.
but I like where like it's adjust up just enough to where you're not, we talked about this yesterday.
Yep.
there.
Yeah,
Yep.
you look presentable, but not uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You look uncomfortable. Right?
I'm comfortable.
Really?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I like this.
See, I just want to wear. I want to wear a
It's
t-shirt.
not comfortable when you're running. You're chasing after drivers.
Mm.
You're running around in loafers with no socks, and you come back. I'm like, dude, your feet are bleeding. You're like, oh, it's the price of fashion. It's not comfortable.
It hurts
Price
to
of it,
look
huh?
good, man.
It does.
It ain't
huh?
easy.
Okay.
It's a cross I bear.
Cool ain't free. That's what he says.
I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna go with it.
Saying cool it ain't easy to do it. You want a cool car, it ain't free.
Speaking of yesterday, I got to visit you for an article I'm doing at the Athletic at your Clutch Studios. Your business, it's not just racing people, it's people who are coming in. Like that must be really cool for you to have people go to this place that you have and use it as a
I
business.
think it's cool. Yeah. I went through the other day. Allen Iverson was there. That was kind of cool.
That's
Really?
awesome. So what is there any other like notable celebrities that have come through there that people you've gotten to meet because of this business and stuff?
I mean, there's been quite a few. What was a show called they just filmed here in Charlotte that everyone's talking about on Netflix right now?
The
I didn't
Housewife
watch it.
show, the murder
Maybe.
with the hunting wives.
Yeah,
that's
they did
the
a bunch of
Hunting
stuff
Wives.
in our studio.
That's
I
a-
didn't meet anybody there.
Don't
but,
watch it.
like,
That is that's a graphic show.
I heard it was borderline. That's what I heard.
yeah.
I don't watch much TV. to be
It
honest
really
with you.
honestly isn't even borderline. Like
It's there, huh?
There's like, oh
So
boy.
they did a lot of stuff at our studio. I don't know if they shot those kind of things at our studio. I
don't think so.
I don't know. I don't
Hope he
think so.
disinfected.
no.
I hope he just disinfected because
Yeah,
man.
I don't think it was that. It's not that kind of place, guys. All right, we keep it truly professional in there.
Well, whole different kind of professional, but yeah.
yeah, the right kind.
You also have land where you can drive cars and stuff and race. And I guess Zilich just bought a car so that he could go up and race on your land. Is this correct?
Oh, that's news to me.
Oh, I don't know. That's
what
I
did he
was told.
buy?
What did he buy?
Oh,
SVG's
has
land.
some
Sorry.
land. Okay, gotcha. Well, good for both of them. I do know that's great therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is jumping on a quad or a side
Because
by
I see you and
side.
your son. Yeah, you go out
We
there.
race at our house all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a blast. I tell you, my son's just like, he's like my oldest son. He's 7 and he's like the perfect age to race with now
Yeah.
because like he can hang because he's 100 and something pounds lighter than me. So like speed wise, we're pretty close and he's capable enough to kind of keep up through the corners now. And so the racing's been a lot of fun lately. So it's funny. We kind of got to sneak out of the house, if I'm being honest, because like the littles are there and the littles want to go out there too. We have 2 little ones and they want to go too, but we can't really race hard if the littles are out there. So we got to slow down. So like we just kind of make little hand gestures. So it'd be like, or the 4-wheelers like this, and they're like, yeah, let's go. We
That's
gotta
cool.
Sneak out.
That's gonna be a cool bonding moment though. It's just like you two sneaking away from everyone
we
else.
crack up. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of our, we have fun doing that.
Do you want your kids to race? Are you neutral on it? Like,
I'm neutral.
yeah.
I want them to be themselves, right? I don't want them to feel like they have to do something because dad does it. I also don't want him to not do it because dad does it either. Like, I want to present like, here, like, if you want to, we'll go racing. If you want to go do something else, then we'll go do that. Like, to me, the goal, no matter what you do, is to be the best at it, right? So no matter what that is, it doesn't matter. Like in any business, your goal should be to be the best, not to just be content with being okay,
Yeah.
right? Or just enough to have a job. Like, I don't want my kids to have that attitude. So no matter what it is, the goal is to be the best in the world at it.
Interesting. Speaking of kids, Ryan Blaney was in here and he's having his first child, and we were talking strollers and all sorts of. You giving any advice to the?
Yeah, I
the
told
new
him you don't need all that crap. They tell you need it. You don't need it. All the extra stuff they say, all you need is car seats. Car seats are like the most important thing
Yeah.
because, well, like moving, like if you have 2 cars, if you got to like swap car seat to like your wife's car, it's a pain in the butt.
Dude.
So it's just like,
I've injured my hands so much over the years from trying to get the little clasps under the seat down there.
When you're traveling, you gotta unhook them and
yes.
take them, and like if you're gonna put something on the baby registry, one of these cameras that's on, car seats, go for that. All the other fluff is like, you need bottles, sure, but they have like a lot of fancy stuff that like looks cool, and you're like, man, I'm gonna need that.
Yeah.
And it's really much more basic than people think.
You know where they really get you is trying to convince you that if you have this, they'll sleep better.
Yeah,
Nothing.
bull crap.
Yeah.
On all of that.
Yeah.
On all of it. Yeah.
No, sleep and people, of course, they're like they want to believe. They're like,
because you're
really?
desperate,
right?
Because you're tired and angry, and all you want to do is get like 30 minutes of sleep at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll try
so you'll
anything.
buy anything.
Yes, right.
I did that.
Horrible. Yeah. Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. None of it worked.
So,
None of it.
so we went in depth on strollers with Blaney. Like, did you care about the stroller part?
I
of it?
mean, we had the upper baby Vista. That's what I remember
the
having.
upper baby.
Upper baby. I think it was upper baby Vista. The Vista. I just always called it the Vista Cruiser. I thought it was funny. We had that, but
there's like
again, like it's overkill. We didn't need all that. All we really use is a jogger stroller.
Yeah.
That's
then
true.
you can
end
go
up-
running with your jog.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of nice. And that's a key move too, the jogger stroller, because one, your kid like usually goes to sleep and you're getting exercises. That's a twofer.
Yeah,
You
and
gotta go for
those I was trying to explain to them that have like shocks and suspension kind of
Yeah,
thing.
they got
like,
bigger wheels on them.
yeah.
So, you
So
can
it's a
run.
smoother ride.
Yeah, well, no,
Yes.
if you get the little casters on the front of them, when you start going like fast,
Mm-hmm.
like running, they start getting like caster wobble, like that, you know, and they start shaking. You know, like if you push like a grocery cart too fast, they start getting the wobbles. It'll happen, but your kid's in there, and it's not a great experience for them. So you got to get the
I had no idea.
Yeah.
jogger stroller. Key move as well.
Yeah.
I really thought we were going to talk about race cars today.
We can talk about race cars you want.
No, I mean,
we can talk
whatever.
about race cars with everyone else. So
I'm
you come
good, but
here.
it's really, you
I'm
guys
trying
are in
not
charge
to,
here.
I'm also trying not to burn the amazing material. Teaser alert coming on the Athletic that Joey gave me yesterday. I don't want to burn
Yeah,
all my
can't
material
kill
and
it.
ask you the same questions today. Although you're probably going around to all these other stations and
I give them all different answers. I kept your answers specific, and then I made up a bunch of crap. No, I'm just kidding.
I have a question, though, and he may delve into, and I don't know what he asked you, and this may delve into it, but we talked about this last year. You were with us after you won the championship. I like this playoff format. I think it actually puts you guys in a spot, everybody, where you have to rise up.
Yeah.
Do you get, but there's been so many people that have used you as an example of what is wrong with the system.
Oh yeah.
Do you get tired of that?
Yeah,
Do
it
you
pisses me off.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Takes me off all the time. But I'm also like, fine, change it. We'll go win it again. Like, and that's got to be your attitude with it, right? So, I mean, I think most likely, right, there'll be some kind of adjustment, more than likely at some point. You just see what it is, and you adapt to that, and then you do what it takes to win that.
And knowing you, I would imagine that they change it to whatever it is. You win that championship, you're gonna love to kind of.
Oh, that was gonna be the best one. I'm looking forward to that one. That would be the best one. Is like just because you like, I don't know, like they'll like get out and like I told you so moments. Like those feel really, really good. Like that's an extra motivator for sure.
That's who you are in the playoffs. It seems like you are the told you so guy. Like 2018, the big three doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
I mean, the year you know this. I mean, last year's example. You win at Atlanta, then you win at Vegas, and then it's like you are the told you so guy in a lot of respects.
Yeah, I mean, I like that, right? Like I think it's the pressure that I've learned to love, right? Like it's just in this format does that, right? And that's one thing that like I've brought up, and not to get too deep into what we talked about yesterday, but like I did bring this up saying like whatever the change happens in the playoff format, you can't lose the do or die moments, because that's what's in sports. All of sports is what drives people to watch, right? Whether it's, the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, they all have moments where it's like you perform or you're out. And like, you don't want to see like, okay, to win the championship, I got to just finish fifth over and over and over and over and over again. I want to see where you have to win. Like you have to win. What are you willing to do? You're desperate. What are you going to do? I want to see desperate people.
I want to see desperate people do desperate things. That's like, as a fan, that's what I want to watch. I talked about it yesterday. Like the Olympics. I love watching the Olympics in every single sport, even the ones I don't even know anything about, because I like seeing people with the most amount of pressure you can ever imagine. Like it's more than what we do in NASCAR, because it's once in every 4 years, a chance to be the best in the world. And if you don't perform in this moment, you may not get a second chance. And if you do, it's 4 years down the road from now and you're a completely different athlete and maybe you won't be as good. Like, that's the real pressure. That's why I love that type of stuff. And we can't lose that in our sport. We have that moment in our sport right now. We can't lose that.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I always enjoy talking to you as always.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
good
thanks.
times.
All right. Ross Chastain is next up. How's your media day going so far?
Good.
Yeah.
Easy
Oh,
peasy.
good.
We like that.
Good.
Then you come here and now it's like all downhill.
Yeah, this is definitely low watermark. Yeah.
I know we always talk about watermelon for good reason. So I have come up with things that I want to see how far we can push this with watermelon combinations. Okay. So just a yes or no answer here. Watermelon pizza.
It's your pizza. You can put anything you want on it.
Okay. Has anybody ever presented this? Has anybody ever done that?
Watermelon pizza?
Yeah, I'm just trying
Putting
to
it
come up,
on your pizza, you mean
Yeah.
like pineapple?
Yeah, like pineapple.
Sure,
like
I'd love to sell every pizza chain in the country watermelon for their
Okay,
pizza.
so that's a yes. Watermelon pasta. Has anybody?
I've seen some recipes
Really?
with it. I've never done it.
Okay. Watermelon steak, like a nice steak garnish with watermelon.
I've
on
had
it?
that before.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh,
I've seen people grill watermelon and put seared lines in it to make it look like a steak.
With like some feta cheese too or
Yep.
something. Yep. Oh yeah.
oh man,
That's a
I was
thing.
trying to be
Hot honey?
outlandish.
I've never
here.
had hot honey before. With watermelon too
On
and the
watermelon?
steak?
Oh, you can put hot honey on everything.
Oh, man. I like hot honey.
All right. Well, I'm.
Way to go.
I didn't make these two. I have one more. Watermelon sushi. You know, how sometimes they'll put mango on sushi and stuff.
Sure.
That's not that outrageous at all. I'm surprised people. That's got to be a thing.
I'm sure somewhere.
Yeah.
I haven't had it.
I'm sure that
He's
is.
saying
I've never
he's
seen
never
it.
had it.
I've never
I'm not
seen
saying
it on
I've
video.
had it, but I'm sure that doesn't seem uncommon to
I
me.
feel like I made it up and I should get credit for it. But
Sure.
that's fine.
Sure.
All right.
That's
Well,
fine. Do you do a lot of cooking?
No.
No, not at all.
No. No.
What's your, if you had like a go-to, are you a griller then, or are you anything? Or like if you have people over and you got to do something, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'd like to grill. I've got a pellet smoker. I'll throw something on there.
What's your, like, chickens, turkeys, steaks? Like what's the,
all of it. I mean,
all of it?
I've never cooked a turkey.
yeah,
I'm not-
I've never
I'm
there.
not that
I'm afraid
far.
of exploding one.
Yeah, not that far. Yeah, just a light, just a couple people. Never done a big
Yeah.
cookout style, cook all the meat. Never done it.
last week, Connor Zilich was officially named as your teammate, one of your teammates for next year. This kid seems so mature, wise beyond his years. What's been your impression of getting to know him so far?
Well, I wanted to make sure that Trackhouse had our insurance policy up to date, health insurance, make sure we've got everything, workman's comp all up paid. It's a walking medical bill. Luckily, he's still walking.
Yeah, right.
How long after? I mean, thank goodness he's okay. I mean, because we all saw that. I was like, whoa, that could have been really, really bad. But now we're removed. I think we can make jokes about it, right? How long did it take you before you cracked a one-liner?
Sunday morning. When I knew he was okay and he was on his way to the track, my pit crew on the one is jokesters, to say the least. And he wasn't even back to the track yet, but he was going to be there, and we saw him on the grid that Sunday. And we had all kinds of jokes flying around. So we waited till Sunday, but we only gave it one night.
But, just his maturity level, his presence, you would think that would help him with the transition to the Cup Series. I don't know. There's still stuff he's going to have to learn on the track, but he seems like he's pretty prepared. You know him better than I do, or you work more closely. What do you see out of him?
Yeah, he's 19, and it's not fair. And I told him that. I've told Justin and Marty, his crew chief over at JRM, and the group over there, like, it's not fair what he's able to do and how he's able to deal with all this. I do still believe the old saying I heard a long time ago, there's no further walk on this earth than walking from the Xfinity to the Cup Garage. I think that still rings true. So Trackhouse, like, they have to insulate him and put him in a position to succeed. He can go fast, but surrounding him with the right people, helping him make all the right decisions on the track and off are important, because there's a lot of opportunity being in the Cup Series that I've learned, but there's also a lot of responsibility. This is the big time, and it is a big deal to be here.
Do you pay much attention to the analytics? And I ask this because you're kind of an analytics darling. Like, if you look at the deeper stats, like, you rank really high in like several categories, which I think is a testament to you in how you're a grinder. And we've talked about this before, but I'm curious, do you pay much attention to that stuff, the deeper analytics, and how defense, passing, that kind of thing?
I see it. Yes. I mean, yeah, I can't say I don't. Yeah, my group sends it to me, but it's like I can't try any harder to make it. You can't make those metrics better by trying harder. It just has to. Those are just data points. They're just capturing the data that's happening. And then we dig into like pit road and that kind of stuff, and on and off pit road, and box times and stuff in and out of the box. But then I also try not to get past the fundamentals of, like, I have a serious issue of parking straight in my pit box. I tend to nose out. My natural instinct is to get pointed out in case someone comes around me and is going to block me in, when there might not be anybody in front of me for 3 boxes, or I might be the number 1 pit stall, and I'm still going to nose out. So I'm trying to just get the fundamentals. If there was a metric on angle of car, I would fail. I'd be the worst one.
So it's interesting, though, hearing you say that, because, like, I guess when I'm hearing him ask that, I would say, this is a point of pride for me, right? Because I'm really high up here. I'm doing this great. You're looking and saying, okay, that's stuff that it's already there, but here's what I actually need to work on. Here's the stuff where I'm not as good.
Yeah.
This is where I'm focused on, not, hey, look how great I am here. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I view it.
Yeah. You used to say I was looking back from earlier interviews this morning, getting ready for this. In 2018, you were talking about how mystified you were that people would not get in your car or truck and shake it down in practice if you were struggling and stuff, and you were willing to get in other people's stuff and give them feedback. As that's evolved over the years and you've gotten to the Cup Series, obviously there's not enough practice now and stuff, but even in Xfinity and stuff, is that still a thing that doesn't happen that you'd like to see happen more? Like, hey, I'll get in this for you, or you get in this for me, see what you think. Like, how's that evolved?
Hasn't changed. No, it's actually went probably further down the isolation of, once you're in a team car, it's you and you're the guy, so you're the driver. So I don't. The only time we've had anything since then, that conversation, was early on in Gen 7 testing, the way we would do it. And I saw other teams do it as well, but Trackhouse would do a Tuesday test at, say, the Charlotte Oval with Daniel Suarez, and the Wednesday test the very next day with me. Mm-hmm. So we would just swap the cockpit overnight, and he would get 1 full day and I would get 1 full day. And we did that a couple of times, and that was really productive down at Homestead to do that, because we knew we were driving the same car. We knew the changes they made, they would step through with both of us, trying to find the points that would make each of us go faster, and it was different. And I wish we could do that more. I'd love to come in and just swap. I mean, I still would.
Yeah.
And when I do like training days, school days, I'm always trying to swap with other Chevy drivers when we're doing stuff, when we're driving similar cars, even if the seats don't exactly fit and that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
When you look at the playoffs, is it championship or bust? Like, the playoffs are only successful if we get to the championship 4, or is there other goals that you have before you look at that?
Southern 500 is the first goal. One, just finishing it, but trying to go win it.
You've come closer a few times.
I've come close, and I am ready to work the rest of my career to try to win that race. And whether that happens this year or a long time from now, I love trying to win there and trying to be better than the last time and learn setup stuff from from previous races, driving styles, see what other guys are doing as it evolves. We're all evolving in this car. It's human nature. So, I can't look past the first 3 races is where my head's at, because if we don't perform, we'll be out. So I can't look at Phoenix until I get past the rounds.
You say Southern 500 in particular. I mean, you've now have a crown jewel. Is that because it's just the next crown jewel, or is that one in particular like so high on your list, above a Brickyard or something?
Darlington is at the top of my list.
Even for Daytona, your home track-ish kind of place.
Yeah, Darlington. Yeah, for sure. And this fall race in particular.
Yeah.
What is it about Darlington? You just love Darlington so much? It's just...
I don't know. It's not like I don't like other tracks.
Yeah.
I used to truly not enjoy New Hampshire when I drove the 4-car in Xfinity because we were just so terrible there. And then I got Phil Surgeon as my crew chief, and we went and ran like top 10 on my first Cup race. In my first Cup race with Phil there, and even in the premium car, I would be terrible there. So the first time I got with Phil, it was, it all of a sudden clicked, and I was able to make speed and run in the top 10. So, it's not like I don't like tracks now because we've been fast at least once at all these tracks, so I have that good memory. But Darlington is just, even before I raced there, I liked it. I didn't really know why. I like to stand down like in 1 and 2, watch the cars like before I race there, like clip the apron in turn 1, drive up the track, back down the exit of turn 2. And then once I got to do it for the first time at a test and the truck series and then ultimately race there, it's just been, it was my favorite track before I ever raced it. And once I got to drive on it, it solidified it. And I love the history of it. I've done deep dives and old videos, YouTube.
Really? Do you have like a moment or over the years that you really stood out to you that you love?
Just seeing the videos of the old races. It doesn't matter. I just skip around. I can jump a decade and then obviously you see the difference in the cars, and you come forward in time and then you jump back in time and you see how the sport has evolved. Darlington's a great, I think, if you just go decade by decade back, you just see it's like a time capsule for the sport.
Yeah.
Really That's so cool. There's going to be 2 new tracks in the playoffs this year, and on paper, they'd both be strong for Penske. Penske's already won 3 straight championships. Do you see them as the favorite, even though they're not, they haven't had the best overall season as a team, but do you see them as the favorite based on the tracks that are on the schedule, the way the lineup goes?
I don't know who the favorite is. I think it's just who shows up and is fast, and that can change, and who can execute. You have to finish these races, but yeah, I mean, the fastest cars are going to go deep into the playoffs. It's just where the points are awarded, playoff or stage points. The guys that have already racked up, points, playoff points that carry through these rounds. Then you got a big group of us that are all right around 0, basically. So I don't know. I don't know who the favorite is. I see what Will's doing, the 24 group, and for me, I view them as on the Chevy side as the high water mark. I mean, yes, getting the most points over 26 races helps, but continuing to show up and build cars and him execute, he's my target on the Chevy side for trying to be more like in how they execute weekends.
Yeah. Been a lot of conversation about the playoff form and everything, and I know some other drivers have been more outspoken about it. I don't remember hearing you give your opinion one way or another about the playoff format. Do you like it? Do you want to see it change? Where are you at on it?
I don't care. You're right. You haven't heard anything because I don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
I don't grasp the sport enough to truly know what I'm talking about when I talk about how you change something and how you change playoffs and what the implications are across tracks and across TV and our sport. From a large point of view, I'm one driver in one car, just for a few. I'm going to be in the Cup Series hopefully for a long time out of my career, but it's a small percentage of the total body of work for NASCAR. So I can't even, if I was saying something, I'd just be selfishly saying it what I thought was best for me. So it's not going to be what's best for the sport, probably. I just don't I don't have an opinion, so I got nothing to say. Just tell me when the races are and what the rules are.
And you'll go do it.
And I'll go try to win.
There was recently some personnel changes at Trackhouse, and you said last week that it means everybody has to step up now. Do you feel like that is, something that is not just, reading between the lines is not just a personnel change, like, okay, we're changing this position, but it's a signal to everybody in the organization that everybody has to get some more out of it. Everybody has to raise their game collectively. Is that how I was interpreting what you're saying?
Yeah, it's not the old days of Trackhouse or the foundation we were built on whenever they acquired CGR and then hired me to drive the second car. It's not the first year of Gen 7 where we were just fast everywhere and we were just assembling cars and going and competing for wins, driving through the field even if we didn't qualify well. That's not what the sport is this year, and what it's not going to be that as long as we have this current generation car and everybody evolves. And Justin sees that, and he's having hard conversations and then making even harder decisions, I feel like. So whatever he thinks is going to make our race cars the fastest is what I'm here for. And personnel, they saw as a part of the bigger Trackhouse group, saw something they wanted to change. And I'm their driver that ultimately gets to push the gas, push the brake, and turn the wheel on the weekend. And we want that to happen at a faster lap time. I mean, it's ultimately why anything changes, why anything happens, is just to try to go faster. So, there's just from the people side, there was promotions within the company that happened immediately, and there's positions being filled and added to our roster of people in the future. So that's all at the leadership, or happening by what Justin wants.
Cool. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks, Ross.
Appreciate it.
Austin Dillon is now here, and Austin, it sounds like you like Jordan's fashion.
I mean, I respect it.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't? It's too much.
He
Too
dresses
much
like
effort.
Let's say he dresses like a dad. Like he just goes to the closet and
that's all I know.
grab whatever. But you can be a dad and still have fashion and want to look good.
For sure. I think it's more of like the effort piece. So I respect the effort. Like I enjoy the fact of like being able to wake up, put shorts and a t-shirt on and go do something. But I also respect like when it's time to dress up, like
Yeah.
looking
But what
like
about
a
at a
dog.
racetrack? I mean,
At a
he wore
racetrack?
pink pants to a racetrack the other day.
I saw. Were those pink or salmon?
Those are pink.
Those are
Those
pink.
like hot pink too.
I mean, hey, it takes only a few people that can
That's
pull
what I'm
that
saying.
off.
It's a confidence thing.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
Not everyone can pull it off. Maybe we'll get them some for you.
Hey, this is your guy. I mean,
yeah, I know.
you guys have a show together. So
You've always had swagger. You've always had confidence, and I think that you have it for this first round right now. I mean, you feel like these tracks line up pretty well for you.
I do.
So people might be saying, "Oh, he's out because he's going to be 26 in points," but I don't think you feel that way at all.
I don't. I feel that we've hit our execution part of the season, and like I keep going back to started at Iowa, Watkins Glen, even Daytona. We didn't get the run we needed, but we were at the place we needed to be at the right time. But I really feel that the three tracks line up great for us. Like if I had to pick a track other than Richmond and maybe Homestead, if you say pick three to put in the playoffs, I'd pick these three. So it lines up great, and I know what it takes to run well because I've done it there at those three. See how it goes.
What is it with the DNA of Richard Childress Racing? It's always been fighters. Yeah. It's always been guys who, when they get knocked down, you're gonna get up and you're gonna knock them back down. And you're always been kind of wanting to defy people. This has gone on for generations.
Yeah.
What is it in the fiber of this company that has that?
I think it's just the heart, man. Like we really show a lot of heart and determination. We're scrappy. When it comes down to it, it's just not much give up or back up in us. And that's good because, you go through swings where you start to try and doubt it, but you come back from it and you just never give up. And it's like I talked about all the times that, and then we made hires too that bring heart. Like I know my crew chief Boswell, he has a lot of heart, and we had a conversation earlier this year when things weren't going well. And I was like, man, I think we're a lot the same, and I think that's why we're at each other right now. We need to respect that. And so that kind of changed everything for him and I, and that was a turning point for him and I's relationship, and I think where we're at right now in our season. So that fight is built in us, and it's kind of in our DNA.
I feel like and I don't know exactly how, but the location where you guys are has to play into it too, because you have the people that stay there, they want to be there. You're not in the rest of the hub with everybody else. It's like, you're not on an island by any stretch, like Furniture Row.
Sometimes it feels like it though. It has to be, right though?
I mean, if you come to RCR, you're not doing it just because it's cool to be in a race team. Like you're doing it because you love it. Mm-hmm. And I think that does probably have some perspective on everything. I mean, you got like 2 restaurants down there, a barbecue joint, and I'm hoping that my Mexican restaurant that I get tacos at every day doesn't close. Like I'm really thinking about buying part of it so it stays open just so I can have tacos. But like that's what we got, man. And you come down there because you love it. You love racing. You love the history of it. And I think it does play into the fact of we're on an island a little bit.
I mean, it just makes more of like the us against the world vibe kind of thing. Like the bond that you guys have with the team it's legit. You know, it's.
I always mess with my guys. I don't like Mooresville. Like,
what is it with the?
Mooresville.
Tell me about these tacos, by the way.
Oh, I mean, they're just good tacos. There's Nick's Hamburgers is also right there. Got to give a shout out to Nick's. I get a burger every now and then, but right across from it's Taco Asadero. Solid carne asada tacos or chicken tacos. I get 3 chicken tacos with cilantro, and I get the homemade guac with it. So,
Are you worried that when you go in, there's not enough people, so you're worried it could close?
I do.
Something?
I kind of eat at odd times, though. Like,
yeah,
I eat actually after lunch, so that's why I'm always worried. I feel like I eat like 1:30 usually. Usually I'm on my debrief on Mondays in there, and they have pickleball on TV in there, so that's nice. I like watching that.
I mean, there's truly few worse things. I mean, first world problems than one of your favorite restaurants somewhere that's part of your weekly routine. One place you go once a week, closing.
Yeah.
Like I've had it happen to me, and you just can't come back from that. You're like, it's a hole in your life. So I could see if I had the money, I'd be like, no, I gotta make sure you stay open.
I told him, I said, hey, look, if you need an investor, he's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, okay.
That's reassuring.
Don't let me know if something ever happens. I'll start getting it over to the shop. We'll have lunch at the shop with the guys.
Yeah, I love that.
I gotta ask you. After you won at Richmond, I saw a video of you like I don't know, maybe 5 a.m.
Yeah.
What was that night like?
So truthfully, I was getting sick leading up to Richmond. Like I had a sore throat, and I was like, oh, this sucks. I know what's coming. You get a sinus infection with that scratchy throat. So after the race, like Paul and the guys are obviously they're ready to rip, and I'm just like,
Paul was ready to rip.
Always.
I'm shocked.
He lives in that mode. And we're done with the victory lane, and I'm whooped. And they're like, all right, we're coming to the house. I'm like, all right, come on. I'm not going to bed. But I wasn't drinking. I had literally probably 2 sips of one beer, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna feel so bad. But we watched the sun come up, and like we have this one thing that I always do with my gold Camaro is like a burnout. And so it took 6 wins to get through the tires. Like it's all metal now. So I have the burnout video where it's throwing sparks from being into the metal of the tire. And so I get new tires on my Camaro now after 6 Cup wins. That's all I do. I crank it up after the win. Usually don't let it warm up, and I just burn the tires off of it, did a nice burnout. And I got out because I was kind of concerned because there's cars parked all the way around it, and I did it perfectly, like right in the middle of these cars. And I got out, and I'm like, all right, that's perfect. We're done here. And I looked at it, and there's just metal hanging out the back of the tire. It's pretty cool.
Wow. It's like a Ken Block thing.
Yeah. Worked out good. Didn't get to the rim, so.
What kind of Camaro?
It's just the 07 Camaro when they came out from it. It was number 7 off the line. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
You said after your Richmond win that you had broken your rib or hurt your rib. So I imagine you're still dealing with that discomfort. Is it getting any better? Or is that just something that's just there all the time?
It's way better. It was like when I did it was leading up to Iowa where I got the tap for the Xfinity race. And I was really pumped about the Xfinity race. And I was just like, I'm going to bear down, get through it. And I thought it was a separated rib because I've separated my ribs twice before. And actually, funny enough, it was Paul jacked me after we won Richmond last year. And that was like when I separated them, and it was sore. And so then this deal, I fell off a ladder, and I was probably only this far off the ground, and I fell on my bow case. Like, it's a hard case, and I landed on it, so my body like folded around it.
Wow.
So I was like, I've done it again. I separated my ribs. Like, I go through Iowa. The Xfinity race is fine because those cars that go through the bumps better. Sunday, the first 100 laps, like it was rough off of turn 4, and it finally just kind of went numb. And then, so I waited through that, didn't go get X-ray. I got X-ray after Watkins Glen, and then they were like, yeah, it's broke. And I was getting worked on and just getting like a dry needle done. And she was like, yeah, I think you should get this checked. So got it checked. But I was happy to get through Daytona. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous at Daytona to hit the wall. Like, I didn't want to set it back going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I think things probably could have played out a little differently Daytona if I wasn't as nervous about that. But I feel really good this week. I actually ran for the first time this week, and because it hurt to jog, and but now I feel good.
Any consideration at Daytona saying, "Hey, we're locked in the playoffs. We're good. Maybe pull yourself out of the car."
No, I was going to help the 8 if it got down to it, is what our whole plan was. But obviously, he got knocked out in that first big wreck, and then we executed really well. We were at the front of the pack at the right time. We were having to save fuel. And when that last caution came out, we were sitting 12th with maybe enough fuel to make it. And we were like, let's get some fuel and see if we get through this mess. And then the mess never happened. It was a heck of a race.
You're extremely knowledgeable about the NFL. How many fantasy football teams are you playing on?
I backed it way down. I'm probably just going to do my 2 leagues. I have one big money league and then my family league. So I'll do those 2. And I actually got to start doing some research. I've been kind of focused on NASCAR and PBR. I used to have time for fantasy football, but when PBR came into it, no, all my fantasy football time went to PBR.
You enjoying the PBR thing? It seems like you really have taken to it, and it's kind of a great.
Man, I love it, and I get more nervous for it than Sundays.
Oh, really?
Oh, from a nervous standpoint, from a GM wanting those guys to win, and the effort that has gone into that team, the home game, mostly I was telling Boswell, we got our home event September 12th through the 14th coming up. And I'm like, you got to bring your family out. It's awesome because it's Sunday after Bristol. So we'll have a bunch of RCR people out to the Greensboro Coliseum to watch it. And I was like, he was asking me questions. I was like, dude, I get more nervous for that than anything because we sold, I think Greensboro Coliseum holds 14,000 and we'll sell it out Saturday night. Sunday will be a little off probably. But you got all these people there, and they're here to watch your team compete. So, and it's the last game of the night. So you sit there and you watch all these games, and everybody in the stands is waiting for the Carolina Cowboys to come out. And if you go out there and lay an egg, I feel like I'm like, oh man, I wanted this to go perfect and it didn't. So luckily the games that I've been at home, actually we've lost one when I was at home, and Kyle came to it. I think we lost by points. Kyle came last year to it, and I was bummed, but. This year we have a really good team, and I'm excited about it.
That's
awesome.
What did Kyle say when he came out?
Oh, he loved it. He had Brexton and Sam out there, and he was getting into I was telling him about the stats of the bulls and how they turn different directions and how the riders have an advantage on each bull. And yeah, he was all in.
That's cool. Yeah. Do you think that because you guys, as you said, are you're going to have a chance at these shorter flat tracks as well, but Penske has been so dominant on them. Now they've got a couple more than they even did in the playoffs. Yeah. Do you think people should look at Penske as a favorite? Or, obviously Hendrick and Gibbs are fast, but the tracks might not line up for them as well.
Well, I was just kind of asked because I've been through a couple of these already, and it's like, man, they're sneaking up on them again. I feel like the last couple of weeks you're starting to see speed that, mid-year, I don't even think they're a threat. Blaney's been pretty solid, but the other guys haven't even really been on the radar. But they're kind of starting to create that speed again at the right time. So, I definitely think you can't count out the defending champions and Blaney and just Penske in general. So I would say that right now, the way things set up from a playoff standpoint, they're in a pretty good spot. So, yeah, you got to watch out for those guys. They're sneaky, and they're sneaking up at the right time.
I've asked a couple drivers this too. We've a lot of conversation about the playoff format and everything. I haven't really heard give your opinion on it. How do you feel about it? Would you change anything? Are you okay with how it is?
Yeah. So my opinion, I've said this a few times now. It's I think sports in general have gone away from rewarding consistency over time a little bit. If you look across the multiple platforms, momentum is almost rewarded more now at the right time in sports. I feel like teams get hot, and that's what you hear, and those are the teams that win the championships. Some sports are a little different, but even baseball.
Baseball's a huge thing like that.
Braves at one point in time when they won the World Series, they were not a 500 team. I remember watching them all the way up to it, and they get in the halfway break, and they made some trades at the deadline. It was we believe this team can win, and then all of a sudden they just shot out of a cannon. And you could just see it. So, momentum is key. I think NASCAR has morphed our sport to be more like other sports. So, from a racing purist standpoint, there's definitely people that are probably frustrated from not rewarding consistency enough. I'll say this, that winning a race now is harder than it's ever been. And you can look at that from guys like Kyle Busch. You know, he has won so many races in his career, and now every little thing, it takes a perfectly executed race to win now. So there could be guys that performed well. There's guys that were probably worthy, but they didn't win. And so, like, I love the fact that if you win and you're in, I think that's great. I think that, yeah, maybe we could reward consistency a little bit more. But I think from a fan standpoint, if you're half bought in, it keeps you engaged more often than not. From a racing purist standpoint, yeah, there's an argument there. But, you know, the other format changes that are like, hey, what would you do if you could change the format? One thing I think would be interesting is taking the other cars that missed the playoffs and not making them points in between cars. So say these are the playoff guys, and they finish, Larson finishes first, Bell finishes 10th, but there's no other playoff guys in between them. That's 1 point gap between the two of them. There's not 9 other points in between that.
So kind of their own separate point system almost in a way.
Own separate point system where if you have a day, like if you had a great season and you have a day where you blow up in the first round and there's really not that many points that separate you from, I mean, you still got to go out and beat the playoff guys, so I don't even know how much it would really change the outcome. It'd be interesting to see if you went back and did all those calculations, how much it would change it, because it's 1-to-1. It's just the other cars aren't a factor in that, and maybe that would change the outcome of some things.
Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you including us in your tour.
Thanks, man.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Just have a good one.
Thanks, man.
Kyle Larson is next up. That was not an enthusiastic greeting. It was supposed to be enthusiastic for me, but
didn't sound that.
maybe it sounded like I was saying Kyle Larson, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not like,
Oh, great.
yeah. Oh, this guy. Yeah, this guy. How's your media tour been going so far?
Not bad. I think we're on schedule. Hopefully we'll get ahead of schedule here shortly.
Okay.
Is there a race to try to get through this as quick as possible?
Yes. You always want to like end earlier than originally planned.
Like the GPS?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's a lot like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about your daughter Audrey, because I know we've asked you before about her racing ability and how aggressive she is, and I'm so intrigued by that she's just such a bulldog out there. How's that coming along for her?
Well, she flipped last night.
Oh,
Yep.
Wow.
It wasn't her fault. There was like a little stack up, and she went to avoid it and kind of had to ramp up the wall and then tumbled a little bit. But she said it was fun.
Oh,
she was just
wow.
smiling all about it, you know. So, but no, she's same thing, you know, still aggressive, all that. She's getting better and better. She's really, really close to winning. I feel like it's any day now. So we were in California last week, and she almost won, but on the restart, she just kind of like took off and opened up to her normal line, and the kid behind her just stayed low and got by her. And but yeah, she's really close to winning.
So she is tenacious and all the stuff. Does she take your advice? Because you had said previously that Owen doesn't want to listen to you. He'll listen to other people. Maybe he does now, but does she listen to you more when you tell her to do stuff?
Yeah, she does. Or at least she's more open to it. I think not that she's maybe open to it, she can comprehend it, but she's still like, she's so sassy. Like if you ever like hung around her, you'd be like, oh my gosh, she's got some attitude, you know, like funny, good attitude.
Yeah.
But so yeah, last week when we were in California, I had to leave throughout the night to go get on a flight to head back here. So I was texting my mom because I watched like the trophy dash, you know, on the live stream, and she almost did the thing on the start, you know, where the guy got by her. So I texted my mom, was like, hey, you need to like tell her like stay low on the starts, you know, on the front stretch and whatnot. And so she's like, I told her, and she said, yeah, I know what I'm doing. so then she made the mistake, you know, in the feature, and I'm like, so I finally saw her, I'm like, I thought you knew what you were doing. And she's like, whatever, yeah, I know I messed up. So, but I think she's the type that she's a girl, like she can learn from that easier than a boy can.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of dad are you when you watch your kids race? Are you kind of hands off, or you're very involved?
No, I'm not involved. I don't know anything about mechanics, so that helps keep me off of the cars or cart. And then two, I'm not really like into the signals and stuff. Like there's all sorts of parents, you know, lined up along the fence giving signals. You know, I might a time or two, but usually like Owen, I think it's taken him until now to even like realize that I stand up there and I watch. But last night I asked Audrey, because all the dads, and I knew she was going to say this, but I was like, do you want me to give you signals while you're out there? And she's like, no, I don't want you to give me signals. Like, no, that's stupid. So I'm like, I agree. Like, let your kids race. But yeah, so I'm pretty laid back. I don't get too worked up, like overly, excited or mad or whatever. Owen might argue that, but no, I feel like I handle things like I would normally, anything else.
I would think that these other dads would, who are very involved, and there's nothing wrong with that, but like they're very involved and they're giving these signals. We're like, see, well, Kyle Larson's not doing this. Maybe we should take like a cue from him and like maybe back off a little bit.
Well, I think my thought process on that, my dad would give me like little signals, and I was, only under caution, so like, I'd yell, come out, I'd look, I'm like, okay, whatever. And, but these dads are like, every lap they're giving, a signal of some sort. And like, to me, they're just training their kids to like take their eyes off the racetrack and always glance, every time. So they're like, they're losing their focus. They're not focused on what they're actually doing. So yeah, I don't really give signals. Even under yellow, I don't.
Where does she get the sassiness and the outspokenness from?
Well, if you've met Caitlin, she's very sassy and outspoken. Quietly outspoken, but sassy. And my sister is very much like Audrey. Although my parents say Audrey's like way like times 10 compared to what she was growing up. But my sister is very proud to say that, they're twins.
Gotcha.
Are you surprised that did you kind of push them into, I don't say push, but did you kind of encourage it? Or is this something that they had to kind of take the initiative on? And then go from there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that we like pushed it on our kids at all for racing, but it's just so natural to Caitlin and I that, it just was gonna happen. But we had Owen. He tried baseball for a few years and I would say the kids his age grew up and he didn't quite. So he kind of got reserved and didn't want to keep playing baseball. But Audrey, she's super athletic. She wants to do it all. So she races. She's getting ready to start ice hockey here in a couple weeks.
Ice hockey?
Yeah, ice hockey.
How did that come about?
Well, she's tough.
Yeah, that's true.
She wants to hit people.
Well, there you go. Good sport for it.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I'm pumped about that. She plays baseball, like co-ed with other boys and girls. And I think it's going to transition to softball next year. She wants to do everything, So we don't just force racing on them. Even if they both or any of their kids said, I'm done racing, I would be totally fine with that as well.
It's cool.
Obviously, it's been a weird year for you. I mean, you've had speed at times, then you went through this lull, and it's like, well, maybe the speed's still there, but they're not necessarily getting the results. Like, how do you feel about going into the playoffs? Because I really have a hard time getting a read on you guys right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair, I think, too. And sometimes, I get kind of lost on where we might actually be as well. So, but yes, we were really, really fast, and then it's like went, and kind of plummeted some. Some races we were slow, and then some races we were fast, but had some, misfortune along the way. But I feel like here lately, we've turned things around. I do believe that our team is much stronger than we were, even when we were winning. I believe just on the, stuff of just being battle tested, in the garage area, fixing things or trying to dig and make your car better. I just think, we're much tougher and well prepared for the playoffs because of the dip in our season throughout the summer. But we've put together, a pretty solid, I feel like, month and a half here lately. We've had some, wrecks and stuff take us out still, but I feel like we've been inching at being more consistent and being closer to the lead again.
But you look at the numbers, though. You are tied for the series lead in top fives. You have more top tens than anybody else. You rank second in laps led. Like, you can say whatever you want. Maybe the 5 team isn't where at the level everybody thinks you're at, but you really aren't that far off, and maybe even more consistent than ever.
Yeah, and I think too, I think we, as well as everybody, hold the 5 team to such a high standard that that's where, you're just kind of judged a little differently than other teams, which is fine. That's something to be proud of, I think. So, but yeah, I think, laps led was a lot of that, done in the first half of the season. I would definitely love to get, some more laps led again and get better at getting stage points. That's where we've really, I feel like, tapered. We don't have many stage points the last, half of the regular season. Finally got a stage win at Daytona.
Of all places.
Yeah. And we had one at Talladega earlier this year too. So
you're a drafter now.
Yeah, I love it. But I wish we had more of them. But
be careful if you say that too loud.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But no, I think we're in a good spot, and I think we are ready and prepared for the playoffs.
I know you don't question Cliff, and you're very good at just going along with what he says and trusting the plan. But he rebuilds your car a couple times this year when you guys are out of it to go back out for fastest lap, and lo and behold, it turns out that the fastest laps that you guys had got you that one extra playoff point, and you know how valuable 1 point can be. I mean, I assume you at some point looked at that after Daytona and like, wow, it actually paid off, all that stuff.
I actually didn't pay attention to any of that until I think I read it somewhere yesterday on something, So that was cool, to read that those moments mattered, because a lot of times you think that it doesn't matter, and we were able to kind of fight and make it matter and have it really, really matter, here at Daytona. So yeah, that's something that's good about our team is I think we never give up, and a lot of teams are that way, but I feel like us more than anybody is the one team that's never going to give up.
You have confidence. You guys are the 5 team. You have the pedigree. And then you look at what you guys have had success-wise this year. You won at Kansas. You won at Bristol. And, those are going to be early races in this playoffs. You have to feel pretty confident about your path forward.
Yeah, a little bit, for sure. I mean, I think we feel pretty confident everywhere we go. So hopefully, yes, we can get a win, in all the rounds. But, yeah, you also don't want to bank on those tracks is like, okay, we know we're going to go there and do good, so yeah, we can kind of whatever get through these ones. But because each round has tracks in it that aren't great for us. Gateway in the first round, Loudon in the next one, Talladega can go whatever way. Martinsville's actually been good for us, but it could also go either way. So yeah, it just makes you put even more emphasis probably on the tracks that you're going to be good at, that you have to have a solid day.
Kyle Larson, thank you for joining us. Not very enthusiastic.
No,
thank you, Kyle. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Christopher Bell is joining us next. Our next guest. The afternoon's going on here. How's your media day been going so far? You're answering the same questions over and over?
Man, it feels like it's been a little bit different this year.
Oh, good.
How so?
I don't know. Most of the time you get asked, what would it mean to win a championship? I haven't got that one yet. Last couple of years there's been, what does it mean to be an underdog? I haven't got that one yet.
Oh, yeah. That's done now, isn't it?
It is. It's done and over.
So what's been the most popular question so far?
Probably about Loudon and Gateway. Just like, what do you think about 2 new tracks in the playoffs?
But
that's been a common one.
But 2 tracks that would fit your team really well. Obviously, you won it loud before, so you
definitely
probably.
Yeah, I was optimistic. I mean, back in 2024, whenever they released the schedule, I'm like, man, 2025 is a 20-car year. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I thought last year was going to be a 20-car year for sure because you had such a great playoffs. I remember I was doing these power rankings every week, and you were number one until suddenly you were eliminated, which was frustrating. Just as somebody watching it, and I'm sure going through that experience, do you take that and just discard it? Or do you say, hey, look, I know that we can have a really good playoffs, and so we just did it, even though it didn't turn out the way we wanted? How do you use last year going into this year?
Yeah, I think we just, if anything, the one thing that we're taking out of it is, dang, Vegas stung.
Yeah, Vegas
stung. And I knew that. I mean,
you knew it in the moment.
Yeah, I knew it
right away.
I knew it 2 years ago when the exact same thing happened. Not the exact same thing, but I ran second to Larson.
Yeah.
Came up that close. I'm like, oh man, you got to capitalize on those moments, and we didn't. The last 2 years, I ran second at Vegas, and I was able to come back at Homestead the week later in 23, and then last year it didn't come back. So. Yeah, the round of 8 is going to be different this year with Talladega. I don't know how that's going to affect things. The likelihood of 2-point spots being open, I think, is much higher. But getting points at Talladega is going to be much harder than it would be at a normal racetrack.
What's your favorite Adam Stevens story? I find Adam just like fascinating because I don't think he gets enough credit for being one of the great crew chiefs in the garage. But when you talk to him though, he's always got some insight that it kind of comes out of nowhere almost sometimes.
Yeah, my favorite Adam Stevens story.
Besides him breaking both his legs or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, just it's tough because I race with him, so I don't see him during the race events. But we were actually at Darlington a couple years ago, not last year. This would have been several years ago. We had a really, really good car in position to win. I think it was stage 3. We're coming down pit road, and I ended up having a loose wheel and having to repit from the front row. And he destroyed the monitors on the pit box.
Oh,
and this is coming from Morgan and my friend who was there. So obviously I'm in the car. I didn't know this, but they were like, yeah, he was not happy. And he's just very passionate. He's very passionate for sure.
The moment I always think of him for some reason is when they got into it, Indy, and he's like cowboy, tough guy.
Yeah, with Truex's team, who was part of technically a Joe Gibbs racing crew.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Speaking of other Joe Gibbs racing stuff, I just can't get over the whole story of you and Chase Briscoe. I mean, here you guys are, you're sleeping on couches at Ross Weiss's house, and out of all the people, all these years later, you're not only both made it to the Cup Series, you both ended up on the same team, you're both championship contenders now. You guys could be racing each other for the championship. I mean, you're two of the favorites. I mean, that's really remarkable, the journey that you guys have had. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Chase and I mean, we used to be best friends back in the day, and it's wild how it's come full circle. And yeah, he's been a great addition to Joe Gibbs Racing for real, and glad to have him on here.
Do you guys? I mean, you know, it's one thing when he's at SHR and you're at JGR and you're both in the Cup Series and you race each other here and there. You guys have to race each other a lot more now. I mean, does that affect your relationship at all? Are you able to still maintain the friendship you have and separate that?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, honestly, our lives have gone in such different directions. Like he's living really far away, so we don't really get to see each other that much. He's got, a big family with lots of kids. So our lives have just kind of separated, and we don't, we're friendly and we talk, but we're not, we're in different stages of our life. So he's a teammate and someone that I respect tremendously, and he's been a great addition, but our relationship hasn't really changed from him being at SHR to Joe Gibbs.
He was telling us that he used to be your PR guy a little bit.
What was he was my PR guy. He spotted for me once. He was my travel buddy. Yeah.
What's Chase Briscoe like as a PR guy?
Probably not a very good one. He wasn't a very good spotter either, so he picked the right job.
Not a good spotter?
Did he get you into a wreck?
No, I don't think we wrecked. I think we won. It was at Eldora's Silver Crown race. I think I won that race, but yeah, he picked the right job.
Yeah. Obviously we mentioned before, New Hampshire and Gateway, and I was so confident about New Hampshire with you last year that like when I was doing my 12 questions, I was like, I got to have Bell going into this sure enough, like you were so great there, but I worry about, for your sake, Penske. They look so good, right? Like on these short, flat tracks. And they have so many of them in the playoffs. It lines up so well for them. And they have Talladega in round 3. And I know your point about it's unlikely that one of the final 8 would win there, or less likely. But for them, of all people, like the schedule lines up really well for them. Like, do you view them as the top competition organizationally for JGR?
Man, I don't. They're probably the favorites, maybe. I don't know. They've been good, but I don't think they've just been lights out. Now, with that being said, we did the tire test at Loudon. I did, and Joey, he won the tire test. Like he was faster than me and Ross. It was me, Joey, Ross, and Joey was ahead of me and Ross for sure. So I think you're thinking right, but with that being said, I haven't felt like they just dominated at Phoenix, and I've beat them in the spring race, and in the fall race I was right there. I don't remember exactly what happened last race, but or last fall, but yeah, I feel like the 20 team is close, and if other guys hit it, they can be close too, but Penske just does a really good job of executing and closing out championships. I mean, and that's what it's all about.
What have the last few years in the playoffs taught you about what your team is at and what you guys maybe need to do to win a championship?
Well, one thing that's really starting to feel normal is just the ability to show up when it matters. Like, and I remember 2022, whenever we made that push to get into the Final Four, like I didn't really believe that we could, because we just hadn't shown what we needed throughout the regular season. I didn't feel like we had it. And then all of a sudden we show up whenever it matters the most, and our car performance is there, and we're able to go out there and win when it mattered and put ourselves into it. And then that's become the norm through 22, 23, 24. So 25, we're sitting here. I didn't have a stellar regular season, but I feel confident that they're going to show up, and we're going to bring our best stuff and run the best when it matters the most.
There's been a lot of talk about the championship formats and stuff like that. Are you optimistic about the chances of not having a one race playoff going forward? Is that something that you feel positive about or optimistic about, and do you think that could be good for NASCAR?
I think it would put more legitimacy behind the champion, and I think it's fair to say that the champions of today are not viewed the same as the champions in the past. And the way that we're going to get back to there is by adding more races to crown a champion. And I think playoffs have their positive, but they certainly have their negatives. And a big one is the legitimacy concern about, who becomes the champion. And so the more races that you add to crown that champion, the more legitimate it's going to be.
Are you pro playoff in some form, or would you like to go back to the old 1 through 36 point format?
Me personally, I would like to have 36 races count towards the champion. And I think that's how you get a champion of the sport. In auto racing, now, people are going to say football does it, basketball does it. Actually, basketball has 7 games. Football is a Super Bowl, but basketball is 7 games. And yeah, I think you got to have more than one. And if you're going to have a champion of auto racing, it needs to be a full race schedule. But that's here nor there. And I understand the playoff format. Like, I understand that it's more entertaining, and the elimination style creates, big moments in our sport. So, if that's what we all agree upon, then let's do it.
But in the meantime, Phoenix as the finale would seem to play into your
hand.
Good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Trust me, I'm well aware. My team is well aware that the schedule lines up as good as it ever has for myself. I know you mentioned Penske, but myself is in that list as well, where this is a pretty good run to the final for the championship.
Is there a track in the playoffs that you look at and you say, man, I just, that scares the hell out of me? Is it Talladega?
It's Dega. It always is Dega. If it's been in the round of 12, it scared me. Now with it in the round of 8, it might scare me a little bit less, because as I've gotten more experience in this format, I understand that it's about winning. Like, the round of 8, you need to plan on winning. And if you don't win, then you're hopefully running second, third, and scoring enough points to make it. But you need to be all out attacking for wins in the round of 8. And I know that if I want to advance, I need to win Vegas or Martinsville.
My last question for you is, I need some help. I'm planning to run for president of NASCAR, and part of my platform will include the obvious things like changing the playoffs and adding more horsepower. Those are given. Every candidate
got my vote.
So
don't need to hear anything else. You're good.
The other thing I'm considering adding to my thing, I can only add one of these. I can double the DAP money, triple the amount of off weekends, or I can quadruple the amount of porta potties on pit road. Which should I put on for my platform?
Okay, so double the DAP money.
Mm-hmm. Double the DAP
triple
money.
The off weeks.
Triple off weeks, or quadruple porta potties.
Did you modify the off weeks though and said you would actually reduce races?
I'll make it 30 races, 6 off weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. He's tempted.
I'm going with that one. Going with that one. Yeah, more off weeks. More off weeks, less races.
Did the porta potties tempt you?
They did at first, but they've gotten better over the years.
Okay.
The tracks have gotten better, and I feel like I don't know, they've become less of an issue.
Okay, well, I'll scratch that one off. Thank you for joining us. I
Appreciate it, Christopher.
See you guys. Thank you.
Oh, jeez. Denny Hamlin, fellow Dirty Mo podcast host, has come in here and messed up Dirty Mo's display of nice diecasts that they had all arranged. Oh. That's not going to happen anymore with the A-post flaps. So
that's what they say.
So far, so hey, nobody flipped a Daytona. So, well, welcome, Denny. How's your media day going?
It's going well.
Okay.
Wearing your Sunday's best.
Yeah, we dress up.
I don't know if this is his best. We haven't seen his best, maybe.
Okay.
Yay or nay in the suit?
It's bold. It's bold.
Yeah.
Do y'all have another one for tomorrow?
Commenters
No?
doesn't. I'm wearing the same one. I'm wearing a different. I bought a different dress shirt.
Well, thank you
for the
that.
court hearing.
Good.
Appreciate
But
that.
the same suit. I only have two
That's okay.
suits. Period.
That's
I'm not
fine.
going to pack
Right.
both for one trip. Sorry. I'm
I
sure he'll
will.
have.
Yeah, I have a different suit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You excited for tomorrow? Nervous? I know you're
Not nervous at all.
No.
No.
I heard it's going to be entertaining.
We'll see. We'll see. But I'm sure it will be.
I wrote down. I don't know if this will connect with you at all, but because you're a trash talk person, specifically, NBA trash talk. I'm wondering if either of these would work for trash talking somebody in NASCAR.
Okay.
Myrtle Beach on 3 instead of the Cancun on 3, or get ready to learn ARCA, buddy. Do you know that one?
Tiny
The
little
get ready
Tiny little Arca is just getting so many strays here lately.
And they're really not that bad. Like if you go to I feel bad. Like the ARCA Daytona race for a long time was like bad. It's not nearly as bad as some of the other races there. They catch a lot of unnecessary strays. I feel like
They do.
No, it's all right. I tried. I just wanted to offer up some, because we offered you up a hashtag. You didn't use our hashtag for before the season at Daytona. We weren't going all in for the hashtag. What was ours? We had a really good one for Daytona Media Day.
Oh crap! I remember you did,
Yeah.
and I liked it too. Right?
Yeah, but it got passed over. So nothing we say here will be taken.
if we can't remember it, it must not have been that good. Though.
Well,
It must not have been.
next year. Anyway, against my better judgment, I don't know why I did this. I picked you for my Final Four. I'm not going to pick you to win, of course, because that would be
That's,
crazy.
Dumb decision.
Yeah. But I do think that you're having a pretty good season where you could get there, and then who knows what could happen. Which is weird because even thinking that you're good enough to make the Final Four means you're going to outrun some sort of bad luck that we know is coming at some point.
Of course.
So, but part of that is New Hampshire's in there now. I think you guys will be good there.
It's a little more predictable.
Yes.
No doubt. Taking one speedway out, the Atlanta, taking one road course out, certainly you would think that the schedule is slightly more favorable to a normal result.
And nobody took away your playoff points by a penalty this year.
I appreciate
So-
them for not giving me
At least you
a
start.
6-month-old penalty. Yeah.
Yes, right. So, I mean, there's positive signs here. What, do you
It
feel
is.
positive about it?
I feel positive over the next 6 months we're going to be winning.
Okay.
Which facet?
Every.
It's not even 6 months. I mean, there's
By the end of the year.
We'll see.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hope not, because if there is a trial, I mean, I would like to take Christmas vacation at some point. So I don't know how long these
We
things
all
last,
will.
but yeah.
1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach is lovely in December. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm out on the Myrtle Beach.
Well, I just thought that was more of a NASCAR. Anyway.
No, I get it. I see what you're saying.
How the heck did you get into fishing? Like I see this all the time now.
Gosh, how did it start? I went with my parents down in South Carolina in the off week, and Jared's like, "Ooh, content." He's over there. Oh, we're talking about it, fishing. It's all you post nowadays, fishing. That's not true.
He said that's all you do if you couldn't hear that.
That's not true. Although I do got bass finger really bad from.
What is bass finger?
You know, when you hold them, their teeth are actually fairly sharp, and so
You think we know that? You think we're familiar with that? Me and
Do I look
Jordan?
like a guy who's ever like held a fish in his life?
we can AI you anything. Though. Like I realize, like even if I end up empty-handed, we can AI.
That's true.
They've got one. It looks like I'm holding one in Daytona,
Oh,
like a monster,
Oh, so you
and
didn't?
it looks legit. But anyway, how did this start? I don't know. Me and my dad both caught a bass when we were on vacation during one of the off weeks down in South Carolina. And then there was something else. Oh, I know another thing. I had like this old dinky rod and this ass crankbait. So a crankbait is basically a little plastic make-believe fish that just it goes through the water.
okay.
I just threw one out in my very first cast. Boom, got a bass. And I was like, it's easy.
You're like the SVG of fishing.
I couldn't believe it. So I caught a few fish, and I'm like, man, this is really fun. So then I went and got a boat, and I didn't realize my friends like to fish too, and so now I enjoy the tactical. You have to be tactical. Like there's different baits for different conditions and different weights for different depths and different seasons for this and that. Like you can't just throw in the water.
So it's not just literally, and I don't mean this like as an idiot, but like you just don't throw a worm on a hook and throw it in the water. Like there's
A worm is the do-all. So you're not totally wrong there. That like, yes, it is the most universal thing that you're more likely going to catch something with.
But
A
if you're going for a specific type of
You might
fish,
want to.
like
okay.
what does a bass want?
They like worms. They like crankbaits. They like jerk baits. They like buzz baits. They like spinner baits.
Wow.
I know there's
I
a
had
lot.
no
Of,
idea.
it's just, and what I'm saying is how deep is it? What are the water conditions? It's just it's an algorithm, and you got to figure it out. You got to figure out what they want.
Do people try to get go out on your boat with you who don't want to fish and just like, oh, I'm going to go now, you
Yes.
got this boat, right?
Jared's the
Oh,
worst.
Jared.
We spend more time untangling his line, and I don't get to fish because he's created another bird's nest with my fishing line.
Oh,
So you're picking apart. He's like,
Jared, you're
he
out.
Cast it, boom, and next thing you know, we got a knot, and I got to undo it.
How does that happen? Like I guess I don't know because I've never.
He's
fished
not very
before.
good.
well, I mean, that would be you.
I
or
don't.
me.
I
Do y'all
don't.
want to talk about racing or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do we ever talk about racing in this show?
No.
What do you want to talk about?
No, that's fine.
You're gonna
Sure.
get asked racing questions everywhere else today. So
I mean, I tried. I said I picked you for the Final Four, so but there's no really reason to. I mean, this is the thing about this format.
Is two of your other picks on this table?
I had the 20.
Nope.
No.
Nope. None of mine are. Nope. Because I picked.
no way and B.
No,
No,
I picked.
neither of us
Neither
did.
of us picked Willie B to make it. Because I'm.
What is the logic there?
I'm skeptical of Hendrick at short flat tracks, and I think I've learned that this championship system is all about which tracks are in it.
Yeah,
not
for whatever reason, it seems like the fall Martinsville. I'm not trying to get in Williams' head, but it seems like it gets in his head.
oh, he's coming in next. Should we say that to him?
No, I'm just. It just seems as though that race has his number.
That's sort of your. That's your get ready to learn ARCA buddy trash talk. Just put that. Put that in his head. Okay.
But he's always had to be on the defensive. I think if he was
Yeah.
on the offensive,
Yeah.
you probably get a better result. But it seems like he's always been. Now I'm putting on my podcast, right? Like have to be like he's 20 up, 10 up. Like just don't mess up.
Yeah,
And that's where it's like that's a tough place to live.
But he's, like all of you, you're gonna have Talladega before that, so probably
True.
not
Where
one
are you
of you
going
is
to net
gonna
out there?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really, I mean, Vegas is so important for you guys.
So you probably have me, Briscoe,
and then two Penske guys, the two main Penske guys.
no Hendrick cars.
No, I shut them out. Of mine, I
Again?
shut them out.
Were they in the Final Four last year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were.
Byron got there.
Byron.
Oh.
Yeah.
Over your teammate.
On a technicality, right?
Well, on a tiebreaker, yeah, I guess if you want to call it that. Yeah.
Jeff
Something.
and Rick were on the phone.
It took something was happening for a long time.
23 minutes.
Yeah. Is that
But
how
yeah,
long
It was like 20. Yeah, it was like 20 something
Man,
minutes.
poor Seabell got the raw end of that deal. They should have just added a fifth driver. They've done it before.
Well, but I think that's what is hard about like this playoffs media day and talking racing, right? Because it's sort of like
I liked fishing.
For me, I had Seabell all the way through last year as he's going to win, and every week it was looking like I was right. Like it was really good. Then he doesn't make the finals. So it's like, how do you sit here and be like, well, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen.
That's the part about it that I think NASCAR doesn't understand is that how are you supposed to understand and write a narrative of favorites when it's completely randomized at sometimes, right? It shouldn't be so random. You want to create the narrative of like, these are the best guys. You should be watching them. These are the underdogs. But at this point, it's just like, yeah, who's going to get caught up in the wreck in Talladega? Who's, not going to blow an engine? And that's, part of the beef I have with all this is that how do you create star power when it's all randomized?
But it sounds like, at least there's some optimism that conversations are still ongoing. There could be a change for next year. So
absolutely,
maybe this is the last year that and something changes.
Yeah, and listen, you got to also give them credit that they're willing to make a change, right? I think you can be very bullheaded, and say, no, this is what we want, such as like the Roval, right? Where I don't know how many people really want that, but it's there. But I think they're willing to say that, okay, let's try to go back to something with a little bit bigger sample size, and that certainly, in my mind, grows the sport and creates, your true champions that people don't question. Not that there's not been a true champion under this format. You got to play the game that's in front of you. So we'll see.
And I was just going to say in the committee as well, at least is, you have Mark Martin on the committee. So it's not just all people who think one way, but you have the
I think
people
there's
who
a
are,
diverse group in the whole. If you look at the committee, how many people is this? Like 30 or 40, right? And it's like there's varying opinions. It's not, there's not one opinion that has overtaken the room. Like everyone's had a pretty good voice with it. So I feel like everyone's well represented, and I believe that we're going to end up in a good spot. That's something that the drivers and certainly myself will get behind.
Very good.
Cool. Well, thank
Appreciate
you
it,
for,
man.
I guess you didn't really have a choice, but thanks for coming
Yeah,
in anyway.
I didn't. But
We appreciate
you
it,
guys.
Yeah, thank
Yep,
you.
We'll see you.
Thanks.
We William Byron's in here now, and we just had to flip your car right side up because somebody flipped yours, and you wrecked. And I thought the A post thing was supposed to prevent that, but
Where's the flap?
it's not
It's not on
see
there.
the
It's,
flap.
it's
Yeah.
an older school.
But
Okay.
somehow you flipped because of the last person that was in here.
Dang.
So we didn't have anything to do with it.
Bad juju.
Yeah, but yeah, how's it been going so far today?
Good. Yeah. It's pretty typical media day, right?
Yeah.
What's your
Well,
strengths? What's your weaknesses? What's
But
your
is it though?
favorite
Because
playoff
this
track?
year it's like, hey, you're clearly one of the favorites. You won the regular
Yeah.
season champion, so you're probably getting a lot more of like are you the guy to beat kind of questions? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah, they've definitely been kind of saying some of those things. But I just look at the field this year, and I feel like everyone is so evenly matched, especially in the top 5 seeds. Like everyone is within a few points, and I just feel like that's different than in the past. Like when you had one clear guy with like 50 playoff points or something. So we'll see.
Okay, so I have to give a confession here. And please tell me why I'm wrong and all that stuff. I don't have any Hendrick cars in my Final Four because
I heard that.
I
actually saw that.
Oh, well,
bulletin board material.
I've
Put that up on a shop.
I feel like
Boom.
as strong as you guys are, I feel like I've been burned in my picks in the past because I don't take into account it's all about the tracks at the right time. And Penske, they haven't really had a great year, but the tracks line up so good for them. They've got the Martinsville, Phoenix and stuff.
Yeah.
And they have now Gateway, and they have New Hampshire, and I'm looking at Talladega.
Yep.
So I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, I mean, I
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And
sure.
and Hendrick, on the other hand, you guys were coming into Phoenix and you're like, man, we've put so much work into this in the offseason, and then I don't think you guys had the result you wanted. So, but do you feel optimistic though that on shorter, flatter tracks that you guys have made gains?
Yeah, I do because we've. I do, yes, because I feel like we had a good test at Gateway back in, I think it was June. Then we took that to Iowa and we won that. Were we the dominant car at Iowa? Probably not, but we were in the mix, and that was better than last year. And then I think we took a lot of that stuff to Richmond. We were a little bit better there, so I feel like there's some promise with those results, and it's just going to be. I honestly think it's a good thing that we have Gateway in the first round, and then we have New Hampshire. Like, we've got to keep building that notebook. So even if obviously the result's super important at those tracks, but it's also to learn for Phoenix. So like if we have a good Gateway, that's going to give us confidence to go to New Hampshire. And if New Hampshire goes pretty good, it's like, okay, Phoenix is our best mile track. So it's not like Phoenix is that bad for us. It's just not as good as the other guys. That's
such a great point, though, because that I hadn't thought about. Before you get into these playoffs, and Phoenix is somewhat of an outlier because New Hampshire and Gateway have been way earlier, so you don't really know. Now you're going to have almost not test sessions, but a chance to really build a notebook for those. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's the way it lays out this year is very. It's a little bit more predictable of who's going to be good at Phoenix, I think, based on those tracks. So it should be like an intermediate where you're like, okay, I know if I go to a Kansas or a Charlotte, granted they're all different, but if I go to those tracks and I'm good, then I'm going to probably go to Homestead and be pretty good.
You played any college football video games lately?
I haven't. No, I haven't gotten the new one yet.
You haven't gotten the new one yet?
No. Is it great?
I haven't played it myself either.
Yeah.
I haven't had time.
Yeah,
I've been busy.
I haven't had time. I don't know. I think it was Monday afternoon. I got home from the comp meetings and I turned on the PS5 and re-downloaded some stuff just to get it going.
What's on your queue?
Probably that one, and then just getting back into like Call of Duty and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like in the fall I spend more time playing video games. In the summer I'm outside more, but yeah, we'll see.
That's funny. You have to turn it on though, because if you haven't played in a while, you turn on the system and you've got to download all these updates. And it takes like an hour.
Yeah,
you got to like plan ahead. Like, I want to play video games.
That's what saying he was doing.
Yeah, like I got to
play.
play.
Casey wants to play.
Yeah.
Well, you should see on the when I used to have video games on the bus on the road, it would be like a 19-hour update. So you'd go and you'd land and you'd like, okay, let me turn on the PS5 so I can have it for Saturday night.
Yeah, right.
My goodness. Yeah. No, it's my game. Like that and golf are like my two games. It's like those. That's the I don't golf in real life, but I'll play video game golf all day.
Game. Yeah, that's a good game. It is a good one.
What do you when you look at this the favorite label and winning the regular season championship and clinching it, a whole week early and stuff? Does that do you care about the perception changing? Like, does it affect how you guys go about your job? Like, are you going to do your same thing either way? Or can you feel like, okay, we've got this target on our back now. Now we're, because like Briscoe was in here and he was talking about how he kind of likes it when he's at the back against the wall and the underdog and overlooked. And now people are like, hey, you're probably going to make the Final Four maybe, So it's different for him. Do you feel that at all for yourself?
Yeah, I think the regular season is it's like a short-lived thing that you get to celebrate. It's basically for a week. We got it for a week and a half, but I don't know. Our team's so weathered and so prepared. It's not like the outside noise really affects us too much anymore. If anything, it's like we are quick to correct the narrative where it's like, hey, that's not what happened. Like everyone wanted to run with the summer slump thing for a long time. And it's like, look, we showed up at Pocono. We were 0.3 faster than everybody in practice. Like that's a summer race. Like, what do you want us to do? So it's kind of like, I think we've learned just to not listen too much to the noise, and we've become sort of a favorite in a lot of weekends. And that's just part of it. I still feel we still realistically look at certain guys every weekend. We plug them into SMT or we plug their lap times up and we're like, okay, we need to look for this guy because he's really good here. I mean, you probably know who those guys are, but it's like Denny or Kyle at Darlington. Like we're still going to compare to those guys.
What do you feel like is the weakness part of your game that needs to get better? Because from the outside, regular season championship, year after year, you're winning races and doing the things. It doesn't seem like there's any weaknesses.
Yeah, I think we're just getting better. I mean, that's what every team like wants to do. I mean, I could say earlier in the year it was closing races. Like we just weren't closing out races, and it started to kind of get a little bit mental where it's like, what do we have to do to like be there in the final, stage and not have something happen? A lot of times this year was a caution coming out or pit cycle or whatever, but I don't know. I think that's kind of come and gone. Like Iowa was really good. Like we closed that deal really well with not running out of fuel and managing that. So I think we get faster. Probably just restarts, pit road, just all the little intangibles. Probably get our balance a little better at certain tracks. Our balance at like the mile tracks, like we've talked about, needs to be better, and our short tracks could improve too.
This is sort of random, and so I just was wondering when I saw you on the video game cover, and I think one of the captions on social media was like, "My childhood self would have never believed it," kind of thing. Do you ever? I mean, because you get so caught up in the day to day and the grind, and you're focused on what's next. It's hard sometimes for you guys to really appreciate where you've gotten to, but we've all gotten to watch this journey of a kid that came in kind of, a little bit shy, kind of trying to find your footing, trying to figure out the first few years what kind of voice you had on your own race team. And then you start winning and you build your confidence, and then you get that voice, you become that leader. Then you sort of add this part to your game where you've built this focus in, and like, you know how to be a competitor. You're so known for like studying data and being so thorough and such a hard worker. Now you're here. Like, you're doing it. Now you're like the guy. Like, you won the regular season championship and all this stuff. Like, do you ever let yourself, I guess, take a chance and be like, man, this is pretty cool, like where I am now? Or is it's too much in the moment?
Yeah, it's too much for your brain to process. Like, you're still in your own skin. You're not really viewing, like, I still view other guys as the guy, right? Like, I see Denny and I see Larson or I see Blaney. Like, I'm like, man, they're so good at this style, and I'm trying to either emulate that, or I'm trying to take what I can from that and learn from it. So I feel like if I ever felt like I arrived, I would stop growing. So it's like, it's kind of like this imposter syndrome where you're like just always trying to be better, a better version. And I don't know, it never stops, but the confidence comes from just results. And I think that confidence kind of, you guys see is like, okay, he's confident, he knows what he needs to do, and that's just because I've been there and kind of done it. And that's what's changed from younger self. And I'm also just not as influenced by sort of outside perspective. I kind of know what matters.
During the playoffs, do you keep kind of a bubble almost? You kind of limit what you do, extracurricular stuff, and it's all.
No, I mean, I try, but I mean, it's just. Like, you've heard other guys talk about it, like, you start to change your routine at all, it's like not good. So I mean, there's been times in the fall where it's like I go and do more things. Like, I'm going to the U.S. Open on Thursday. Like,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, my sister lives up there, and like, but I had that on the schedule, and I'm like, it doesn't matter whether it's playoff week or not. Like, I'm still gonna do stuff I want to do. I don't know. I feel like as soon as you start to change, you start to like buckle down. You just put way too much pressure on. I mean, I never forget, like, I was sitting in the bus before Martinsville in 23 when we were like plus 25, and I'm like, all I got to do is go have a solid weekend. And that was the most stressed I ever was, and qualified like 25th. And it was like, okay, like, I'm taking this way too serious. Like, our whole team was uptight, and I don't know. You just learn from that stuff, I guess.
Do you sometimes find yourself maybe overthinking a little bit in that situation? Like, hey, I'm plus 20 to the good. Like, I can back off here, and maybe 80% is good, but by doing that, you lose what makes you good.
Yeah, you do. I think you see it with, like, that's why the playoffs are what they are. Like, you see a guy go in with a point lead, and then they have an issue or something, and it can very much get in your head. So you just, like, it's cliche, but you just got to take it week by week.
Has it gotten in your head before?
I think that weekend, yeah, that Darlington weekend in 23, I think it got in all of our collective heads. Like, we were in such a good points position and had such a good year that it was like, okay, we've won 6 races. We're above the cut line. Let's just go have a solid weekend. And then all of a sudden, all that starts to blow up, and, you know, now you're racing for a couple points.
So you mentioned that you're not as affected by, the outside noise anymore and stuff, and you've learned how to filter that out. But yet, like you're saying, you don't go into a bubble, and you're still out here and doing all this stuff. So how do you, I guess, keep the stuff out that doesn't matter and only let the stuff in that affects you or matters to you? Like, I feel like I personally have a hard time. Like, if I get on X or something and I'm looking through stuff, I don't really have the ability to, like, I get affected by all of it. You know what I'm saying? So how do you not do that?
You do?
Yeah. It's human nature. I know. I don't know how you guys do it. You guys have to interact with everybody and then see all of it back at you. But I think, I don't know, it's just like discipline as an athlete. Like, you just have to, like, you hear guys in other sports, Scotty Scheffler, talk about it. Like, it's just, it's just a discipline and it's a work on your craft every single day. And that, to me, what I've learned doing this long enough is what makes me happy when I go home on Sunday night is, did I do my job? Did I prepare the best I could? Like, did I feel good in the car? Was I doing everything I could? And then you kind of, discipline and block out the rest. But it's hard. It's not easy. Like, I look at all this stuff too. I'm guilty of it, like going on social media, but I don't know. It's just over time you learn.
So what did, when Scotty Scheffler had his big speech earlier this year, did that resonate with you about, because you identify with that, like in terms of, for those of you who didn't know, basically to summarize it, like the winning and all that stuff, it's not what mattered, didn't change anything. It was, he had worked his whole life, basically, he was saying to reach that point, but it's not what filled him. It's not what satisfied him. I mean, is that, you relate to that, I guess?
Yeah, I just kind of look at my careers. Like, I think Denny's done a really good job of this. He's been at it for so long. He just keeps getting better. And I just want my career to always have that upward trajectory. And I think that's what would make me happy. So I look at 27 years old. Can I learn? Can I refine my craft? That is, I know if I do those things, I have the team around me. I have the individual talent, like, to continue to have results with that upward trajectory. So that's what I see in sports is like, and you have to reprioritize. Like, not everything Scotty said is just exactly like, there's things you can take from it and learn from it.
What do you have any other athletes you look at and you pull from them? You mentioned Denny, you mentioned Scotty. Anyone else you pull from and say that's something that I'm going to carry with me?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's so many good ones, like, in different sports. I think it's weird, like, every sport's a little bit different psychologically, and I think team sports are different. Like, Tom Brady's approach is different than what maybe I would have to do, but I don't know, I'm a big sports nut. I love seeing people succeed in their sports and see them kind of break through, like Tommy Fleetwood this weekend, like when he won that, and everyone, what I loved is, like, he was the same person after he won. He was like, yeah, it was cool. Like, it's like, he just won like 20 million in the FedEx Cup. I was like,
first PGA championship.
Exactly. And he's just like, yeah, I finally didn't choke it. So it was cool. Yeah.
And it's interesting because he just a few weeks ago just had a big meltdown, coming down the stretch, and then turns around and does that. So it's just sometimes, we in the media can overblow things a little bit and what something means and the significance of it.
But I mean, you're right about it. It definitely had an effect on him. It just, his resilience was more than the effect. It was pretty impressive. But yeah.
Thank you so much, William, for joining us. Always great to talk to you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks.
Have fun.
Thanks.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of drama.
Yeah.
We hope so.
You gotta step up the game, okay?
Did he put you up to saying that?
This is what Brooks Brothers here, and this is straight GQ.
You said this is Brooks Brothers?
Sounds
like a compliment.
That's like target off the rack.
This is Men's Warehouse, sir. This is Men's Warehouse. Did he tell you? Bubba Wallace is here with us, everybody. Welcome, Bubba Wallace.
What up?
Did he tell you to say something nice about his?
I mean, I spotted it from a mile away.
I'm sure you did.
Like, who's driver 15?
That would be Tyler Reddick. Because he was last.
He was not.
The last two. See Bowman right here.
Y'all couldn't make this.
It wasn't us.
Is it our
sheet? It didn't come from us.
Y'all couldn't make this in 3 days.
No, NASCAR had to plan that.
This was NASCAR.
Well, see, I have a more updated version than Jordan because.
That's funny.
I come prepared.
Okay,
I'm like,
there you go.
They handed this to me when I walked.
No, they handed this to me too. I'm just kidding.
That's Tyler's name for the playoff. Driver 14.
Driver 14. See, you didn't have to worry about that because you had all the pressure off after you won, and so you didn't have to driver X whatever name.
None of that.
It's nice.
It's it feels good. It feels good to be here, in the fashion that we are. I feel good about the opportunity, the speed. The people, just all signs are pointing in the right direction.
This team feels like it could be a deep playoff run, championship 4.
If we can execute, there's no reason why we can't. And by we, I mean me. Put everything in check, and you got to process these things different. And I look at, I've said this multiple times today. But like being in the playoffs 2023, I felt like an underdog. You guys had me out in the first round. Like I felt like, I don't know if you guys did, probably did, but I felt like I had to prove to you, like I can make this to the Final Four and just, the chip on your shoulder type thing. As to where like, man, the last month has been really, really nice. Just mentally relaxed, emotionally relaxed, not having to stress about making it on the playoffs, right? And, you know, Sunday after Daytona, though, there was a switch. There was a switch back to like, oh, okay, here's the playoff pressure kicking in. Here we go. And so I'm excited to constantly dial the imaginary hand, turning that pressure switch up as I'm turning it back down, right? And trying to live to where it's even level the whole time, managing the expectations, the scenarios, the challenges, and trying to set yourself up for the best outcome.
How do you do that? That sounds hard.
I mean, you don't know. You don't know, like, look at Richmond to where on Friday I was like, we're a 25th place car after practice. Qualified seventh. And I was still like, okay. And went into the race, and next thing you know, we're leading. And it's like, okay. And so it's just, you don't know until it's boom, right in your face. And you have to be able to process that fast, but methodically and efficient. So you don't know until those situations pop up.
You led 123 laps in that race, most laps you've ever led in a race.
Damn,
and
it's nothing to brag about, but that's
no, but I mean, it's like the career.
I'm not.
No, I'm saying like, and I'm looking at this. I mean, 7th at Dover, win in Indy, 6th at Iowa, 8th at Watkins Glen. Richmond, you had a great run. Daytona's Daytona, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's just like you guys are hitting on it.
Yeah.
And I don't have it in front of me, but I would imagine over the last 10 races, you guys are pretty high up there in points.
Yeah.
And it
I would agree with that. Yeah.
feels like, I don't say you're overlooked, but you probably deserve more love than you're probably getting.
Appreciate
If you're
that.
glazing him, why didn't you put him in the Final Four?
You got to prove it first.
I give this man compliments all the time, and I can't even get a Final Four selection. Not even like a dark horse.
I'm going to change my Final Four like 15 times, so don't worry. It'll be in many versions.
Yeah. Who's your Final Four, Jeff?
Oh, I don't. Well, I have 2 Penske cars.
Of course.
Because I'm thinking that they have all these tracks that suit them. Like you have Gateway and New Hampshire now, plus they're good at Talladega, plus they have Martinsville and Phoenix. And then I have the 19 and the 11. I was on the borderline for the 20 as well. But I have no Hendrick cars, which Willie B already said was wrong. But I don't know. Isn't it the tracks? You know, and well, actually, something you said to the group in there earlier is very valid too, which is that there's really no favorite this year. There's really a group of. It's very, very, very wide open.
No one stands out.
Right.
No. At different points this year, different drivers. Ballot at one point was great.
For sure.
Denny's had a stretch.
For sure.
You know, Byron had a stretch. It's like you can kind of make a case for different people. Like, honestly, it feels like you're in the middle of a stretch in a way.
Yeah, so if we're going off wins, then I've had no stretches. But if it's just consistency and good runs, yes, right now we've been crushing that. And that's how I feel like the others have been too. So it's an interesting playoffs this year. Well, it hadn't even started, but I feel like it's going to shape it up to be an interesting one. Excited for it. But yeah, it's anybody's to take for sure.
I feel like round 2 though is better for you guys than because round 1 for me, like I was looking at your Gateway.
Gateway's nothing.
Yeah.
No numbers for us.
Right.
In the 23 car.
So how do you?
I think we had a brake failure there last year, and we were running 10th.
Oh, okay.
So we were top 10.
That's where one of those you look at the results and you don't see the
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
So yeah, Darlington's decent. Lost a little bit of mojo in spring. Got to find that. Bristol, I've always struggled there in the spring, but I mean fall we finished 3rd. Had a really good car there, so I like the first round. Second round, Gateway out of the first round. Gateway's my only. See what happens. But the last 2 months, we've had every type of racetrack, and we've had speed. We've had top 10s at these places. So,
well, round 2, you go to an intermediate, then you go to New Hampshire. You guys should be going to New Hampshire, and then as Tommy Baldwin says, Emerson calls you Emerson, you know, for your road course racing prowess.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did.
So I don't worry about the Roval as much as I used to with you. So
I think that that's statistically my best road course track.
Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Roval. As much as I'm ready to go back to the oval there, like we always show up with speed, and we qualify well. I think I qualified fourth one year there. And so yeah, it's a good. There's no round that I'm like, ugh. Talladega is the true wild card, but that's the wild card for everybody.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for our chances.
Ryan Blaney was in here earlier. He was talking about strollers. His Sunday fun day
Seen that
was going stroller shopping.
Yeah, didn't even celebrate the win.
How is that? It's crazy. Any advice to him for stroller shopping or being a new dad?
His bougie ass. He's going for probably the most expensive one.
Well, apparently there's a lot of options, which I had
no
idea.
So many.
He had no idea.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, why would I? Like,
clearly has no idea. Yeah. It's you can get lost for sure. But man, we went with the Nuna.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, it's super lightweight, super awesome. Like you're not breaking your back carrying that thing. So it's
well. Also, you don't. I mean, when you go on some long walks because you got some time to kill, where you're just otherwise you're going to be in the house, just looking at each other, looking at the kid doing nothing for a while, or crying. So long walks are key. And if you're going to go on a long walk, a nice stroller helps.
Gotta have something durable.
It does. Yeah.
I mean, Amanda, that was all Amanda, right? And she went and tested every brand. Maybe at one point had 3 different brands just to see, tested, sent the other 2 back, landed on this one. Like it was a process. So having kids, man, it's the best thing.
Did you get good at putting the car seat in the car and everything?
Yeah. So her and we have differences on this. I don't strap him in. We just go. I'm just kidding. She can leave the
put a helmet on. You're fine.
Yeah, just put a helmet on. She can leave the car seat in the right orientation and strap him in. So you're like strapping him in sideways, as to where I undo the car seat and take him out, do it, and then latch the car seat in again. And she's like, "That's so much more work." But I'm like, I'm awkward making sure he's safe. You know
what you're saying.
Yeah, so I keep it because ours is right now. Well, he's now in the one that stays in the car permanently, but his other one was like just locks into the hooks,
right?
Which was super nice. You just pull a button and you pull it out,
right?
So that one I would just undo and do them that way.
It seems like you're creating a lot of extra work for yourself to do it the way you're doing versus Amanda's way. No,
standing like this or however you are.
You just don't want to wedge yourself in and okay.
We're eye contact's here. You know,
one thing I wanted to ask you.
You know about that? You know,
no. One thing I wanted to ask you.
I can't believe Blaney after a win would spend his Sunday like
priorities, man.
Yeah,
pretty sure he probably didn't want to, but that was all Gianna's call.
I wanted to ask you for a couple months because one thing, and this is a little bit of a rant, but I've just on social media, my entire Facebook feed's been ruined by Bubba Wallace content.
Yeah.
Because people have realized that people will say whatever about Bubba, and obviously 99.9% of it is not true Bubba Wallace content.
Yeah.
I don't even use Facebook anymore because you log on and it's just trash after trash after trash of not like reputable sites, obviously, stuff you've never heard of. And it's all completely made up crap. The white flag thing.
I can't even believe you have this piece of white paper next to me.
Yeah.
Get it away from me.
So how do you there's no way you can there's no way you can combat this.
I can't win.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with this? Like people legitimately thought that you don't want the white flag. Like they thought that was a real thing.
Yeah, and they still do.
I got stopped. I was in Dallas in an airport, a colleague and I, and some woman started asking what we did, and we told her, and she brought your name up, and she goes, "That Bubba Wallace, he's against the white flag."
And what'd you say?
I said, "No." I said, we both were like, "No, that's not true. It's fake news. It's not true." And actually, we have a good relationship. He's very nice. We compliment you. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. Well,
and I mean that
so
genuinely.
how do you, if all the stuff was out there about me, I just don't even know where I'd begin with. You can't just ignore it, obviously, because people think it's true. And,
the things I've said to myself is way worse than what anybody else could say to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not a way to live, but it makes those dumbass scenarios a little bit easier. But yeah, like you can't win. Like it's incredible the lengths that people will go to create up the false scenarios. And at this point, it's just comical. But I haven't been on Facebook in, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, maybe.
Explains why you haven't accepted my friend request.
Oh, yeah. Spoken like a true boomer here.
God, I just got called old? Damn, I never been called a boomer in my life. What are you talking
What are you?
about?
What are you, millennial?
I don't know what
Is
I
that
want.
where the ladies are contacting you on Facebook? Is this where you're?
Serious. Except my friend
LinkedIn.
request.
LinkedIn is where it's at, guys.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's not doing you any favors either.
Oh, man.
Anyway, yeah, I just, it's just baffling to me. And it's obviously only going to get worse because it's completely unregulated. So
Yeah.
It's
So why don't y'all just go in and call them like dumbasses?
to call who? These fake pages?
Yeah,
Like,
just the people that are online.
So
Like,
that
you
would
guys,
be.
you guys just go like, well, you guys are just not right in that. Like, just totally cuss them out. Go unprofessional on 'em.
I mean, I don't argue with people online because you're never going to win.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think you're ever going to change their opinion. And I
No.
tell him this all the time. It doesn't. It doesn't matter what it is. They're gonna. You could have all the facts on your side.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so, it sounds stupid, but it feels like it's a waste of time.
It is.
If someone says that to my face, like at the lady at the airport, I'd be like, no, you're wrong, and here's why.
Yeah.
But online, it's just
Yeah.
Well, you don't even know who's real online, too.
No, you don't. You're hiding behind a bunch of egg emojis and.
No, but I mean, even there are legit bots. I mean, I know
Right,
Mike
right,
Ford.
right.
People ripped on Mike Ford a couple years ago because he said NASCAR fans, but there are actual bots
Yeah.
that pop up in the mentions that spread stuff like this. So, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like,
I don't know. I mean, it's just at the end of the day, it's sad that we have to talk about this, you know, but it's there.
yeah,
Like, can I not focus on going out and trying to win a championship? No, we got to worry about fake shit. That's unfortunately there.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
All right, I have an important question that I've been asking people because I'm going to run for president of NASCAR. And part of my platform, of course, is already more horsepower and changing the points. So don't worry about that. That's already in there.
Okay.
But the third thing, I need your help picking it.
Yeah.
I could either double the DAP money, triple the amount of off weekends, or quadruple the amount of porta potties on pit road. What should I go for?
How about, can I add another one?
Sure. Oh, yes.
Okay. Condensing the schedule.
Condensing it. Okay. So, like, how many races are we talking? Or
So-
do you mean the same schedule, less time?
No.
Oh, less races.
like 30 races or so.
There's places we don't need to go to Phoenix twice.
Mm-hmm.
We're some of the tracks where we go twice.
Kansas, Phoenix, Vegas,
Martinsville, Bristol.
Talladega, Daytona.
Bristol could be
Charlotte.
a 1 weekend fall night race.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of the tracks we go to twice can just be one time.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a way.
Okay.
You get down to 30 real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll run on a 26 race schedule, and I'm going to get
money.
a vote.
That's
Okay.
money. Absolutely.
Well-
Because doing that, now all of a sudden you got more off weekends, so you just squash two things in one.
There you go. I love it. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate
problem.
it as always.
Thanks, Bubba.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
Have a good
it.
day.
Tyler Reddick's here with us, wondering why his car
It's still
is still here.
Yeah, I'm up here
we
with-
could make up a better reason if you'd
we
like.
got Denny, Bubba. That's good.
Yeah, we'd
Josh
be like,
Berry,
this is our final
Byron.
6, even though there's not a final 6.
New format this year. We just introduced
you
it.
just introduced a new format.
Just introduced it last minute. What do you think? It's going to be 6 guys, 15 races. You're racing until Christmas.
Really?
Christmas?
Why not?
Where are we going to go?
Santa Claus 500. I don't know. Somewhere in
We
Florida.
race at Darlington,
Homestead.
Daytona, like every time.
Pensacola.
What about a road street course in Key West?
I mean,
That'd be kind of fun.
there's a way, probably,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Trust me, NASCAR will figure it out if
Yeah.
there's a way at this point. They're racing on a military base in downtown Chicago. And where would you go? If you could, I mean, realistically, if you could look at the schedule, like you look at tracks that are out there, is there somewhere you're looking at like, okay, let's do it. Let's go there. Our city, a market.
You know, okay, somewhere new we haven't been.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's do both. One old, new, whatever.
Okay, one old, new.
We got time here.
Yeah, I feel like there's this really great fan base. They come out. There's a lot of camping. It's actually not too far from Chicago. It's this place called Road America.
Okay.
They're really passionate race fans up there.
They do,
That whole area up there. I don't know.
It's fantastic.
What you guys think of it, but I love going there every year. I was so sad when I knew we were going to lose it, but the only consolation in all of it for me was that, well, I love Chicago.
Yeah.
Like the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was bummed that we lost that one, but we got Chicago out of it. So
it's kind of.
I thought when you were smiling, you were going to say the Nürburgring because you love.
That was like, I don't know how that would ever work. The course is way too long, though. That would not fly.
Could we do the old one, like the 14 mile?
It's still there. Yeah, I think it's 17.4 miles or something.
That's his bucket list.
Yeah, it is.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that was a Formula One track back then. Like legitimately, that was a Formula One track. And some of the other circuits they ran, were Spa or something else, it was just these crazy lengths. And it's like, wow, how?
Yeah, I would like to race there, but that's not really realistic.
Yeah. Where else?
Brazil.
Well,
Yeah,
you may
Sao
get your
Paulo.
wish
That
there.
could happen.
Sao
That might
Paulo.
happen.
Right? Am I saying it right? Sao Paulo?
Yeah.
Is it in Sao Paulo?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
If you're saying it wrong, then I'm saying it wrong.
I love the layout of that track. I think it'd be great.
The road course there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
That's another one I really like.
Oh, you may get your wish.
Dutch.
Yeah, Zandvoort.
Zandvoort.
Yes, I was just about to bring
and
up
it's
Zandvoort.
got the banking and the turns and everything.
I really like Zandvoort.
Yeah,
as
they're
well.
not. And Formula One's done there after this year.
I know, that's crazy.
They just
Hey,
came out
call
with that.
us.
They did. They came out with an article that says that the track organizers are looking for either IndyCar or NASCAR, and then IndyCar was kind of like, "Nah, we're not." It seems like they're not going over there. And NASCAR, I think that could be great. There's a little bit of banking in the turns.
Yeah, I'd fly out there. I'd do everything I can to make it happen.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Let's go.
Get on
the
a
three of
boat.
us go over there. And
Amsterdam's a beautiful city.
Get everyone riled up to go.
Sure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Get everyone talking about it.
We've seen
Maybe we'll put some posters up, slap some road posters on some buildings, get everyone talking about
Let's
it.
just start telling everybody it's going to happen, and they'll start believing it, and then they're like,
No, I'm starting today. That's gonna be my new rumor. Yeah,
Well,
you heard
okay.
we're going to Zandvoort?
I'll work on it
Okay.
for you.
So clip this for when it happens someday.
You
Oh,
should text
man.
Ben Kennedy and just be like, "Hey, Ben, why don't
I heard this little rumor.
Yeah.
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 I'm sure all day. Normally, you come into these media sessions and these media days, and it's like, oh, what do you think? I'm sure a lot of it this week or today, we're at the end of the day, has been like, oh man, what's your team this year? What happened to your team? Why don't you guys have the speed? So you're probably tired of explaining that, but
I'm ready. Yeah, mix it up. But if you ask the same questions I've been asked all day, I'm so bummed.
So on the flip side of that, what is the optimism that you're going to have a good playoffs, that you can make the Final Four again? What glimmers of hope do you see that you will go out and run well and be able to erase put this behind you?
Well, fortunately for me, and just how this thing works, we started at Darlington. So if we were starting at Bristol, man, that'd be tough because we haven't been good there in a while. But because we're going to Darlington, it's a great opportunity to just right out of the gate go out there, have a great weekend, and turn it around quickly. That's what we'd like to do. And I know at Gateway we've been hit or miss on their results, but I feel like the two times we've been there, we've been the car's handling and performance, like the speed has been good. Obviously we had the brake failure, and 2 years ago I can't remember exactly what happened at that race, but my gut tells me when we've gone to Gateway we've been fast. So these first two races give us a great opportunity to do that.
Is there any talk to the team or anything about, hey, we're forgetting about the regular season and we're just focused on the playoffs, let's do a reset here or anything like that? Or does it even matter because everybody already knows the situation?
Yeah, I think Billy and the guys have had those discussions. I've been out of town the last 2 days, so I imagine they had that conversation. There was talks of doing that, and obviously us getting together before Darlington. But I think while the talk's necessary, I think it kind of also goes to some degree, like without saying, right? Like we all kind of know, all right, it's happened, it's done. Yeah, we can let it eat away at us, or we can be motivated, reset. Hey, we're in the playoffs now. The reset word's been thrown out a lot in the last couple hours, and honestly, that's a great way to look at it. I think just it's done, it's happened. We got our chance to, as good a chance as the other 16 getting going in this first round. Let's go out there, get some playoff points, perform well, and for me, playoffs aside, I just really want to win the Southern 500. So for me, it's easy to find lots of motivation going into Sunday.
Is your mullet going to get a reset, or is that just going to grow out indefinitely?
I'm not really sure what to do. I enjoy it. I'm liking my hair the way it is. I just keep letting it grow. But I can't help but laugh at some of the people on the internet. Like, I feel like some of the comments have just...
What are people saying?
Oh, man, it's funny. Like, some people have been like... Some messages have been really short, like, yeah, the mullet's why you're slow. Or, like, I feel like some people have put together these very nice... like a paragraph or two, like a detailed explanation of why I've ran so bad and how it's tied to my hair. But like,
no, wait a second. People,
I wasn't actually connecting those with my question.
I feel like it's every week now I see it, and it just makes me laugh.
Wow.
Like tongue in cheek? Are they like,
I can't tell. I feel like they're being serious.
You probably are.
But it's like, all right, whatever.
Aerodynamically, it's holding you back.
But we're a
the
head
wind-
sock, so it doesn't matter. And it's a closed
It's the
cockpit.
internet. People don't,
Yeah.
don't let facts get in the way of a
Oh,
good
I know.
story.
I know.
Wow. Well, all
It does.
that matters
It
is
does give me a good laugh, and then it's like, okay, I'm kind of caught in this weird spot where, like, even if I really wanted to get rid of it, now I'd just be giving them the satisfaction that I did cut it and that they were right.
Well, it has-
Or they would think they were right.
I was going to say, well, the thing of it
I'm
is,
caught in a weird place.
if you cut it, let's say today, right?
Yeah.
And you win on Sunday. Which
Oh, it'd be a hollow victory.
yeah. People
Can you imagine? Oh man, I like Tyler. You won the Southern 500. I'm like, my dream came true, but what cost?
and then the people online are gonna be like, "I told you. If you
Oh,
had
yeah.
cut that damn thing like weeks ago, you would."
Oh, dude, I know, right?
100%. That's what's
It's
holding
funny
you back.
how this world works.
But what does Alexa think? If she's okay with it, then it's fine.
She doesn't hate it any longer.
Okay,
But
well-
it's not her favorite haircut that I've had.
Well, as
I
long as
think
it's not the least
certainly
favorite.
it's getting to a point where I have to like put in a little bit of effort with it if I want it to look good without a hat on. And
Like, what
I'm
do you have
just,
to do?
I mean, like, I got to dry it. I got to make sure, it's like today it's out of control.
Do you
But I
use
was in the
product
simulator
or anything,
before.
or?
Yeah, try to.
Okay.
I don't know.
God, I can't even tell you the last time I did anything.
Really?
I don't even remember.
Why would you say that?
I can't even imagine what it's like to
It's like
have
the
to
before and after.
comb your hair or something.
Well, honestly, one of these times, like me and a friend of mine joked about it. Like one of these times, you got to like do the full slick back look. I don't even know if I have the right stuff to do it. Kind of like you got.
I got you covered.
Like slick back,
Yeah.
flat.
You know what's great though, because sometimes when we've both worn glasses, I'll get people on X and be like, "You kind of look like Tyler Reddick." Not anymore. Nobody has said that to me now.
Well,
so-
if I cut it, I'll go real short, and we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah,
You'll be
I'll go real short.
Yeah, because we have the same sort of ginger beard thing
Yeah.
that can go, but that's no confusion now. Anyway, sorry.
This is good. These questions have been good.
A lot better than the other.
rest, yeah.
Break it up from the
It's been good.
normal.
Yeah.
You are two-time dad now.
Yeah.
How is that? I mean, listen, going from 1 to 2 for me is very challenging. Now, we're 4 years into that, and it's finally getting a little bit easier. So,
Have you thought about 3?
absolutely not.
No,
Why not?
no.
You should have a third.
No.
Why?
Oh wow.
You
No,
should do
that's
it.
too hard.
It's too
2
much?
is too hard. I don't know how people do more than 2. But maybe you have, because maybe you're having an easier time if you're even asking me that question. But
Maybe I got to be a little bit crazy to get in one of these things, anyways.
that's true.
Um,
So it's going well. It sounds like it's
yeah.
going well for you.
I don't see why. I mean, there's nothing. No breaking news here by any means.
No,
on any of this,
I'm not
but,
saying that. But the fact that you're even saying, instead of like, "Oh my gosh, what did we do?" You're thinking, "Huh?"
Yeah. I apologize. I feel like I should know, but like, what are the ages of your 2 kids?
I have almost 7 and 4.5.
7 and 4. So like Bo's 5 and Rookie's, he 3 months as of Sunday. So I feel like from where we're at, we're like, yeah, it'd be great to have a couple that are really close in age. Like Bo's gonna be a good big brother, I feel like,
right.
but I think that's where it's like, might as well just have some more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Well, they're not into the same stuff at the same time. They're not watching the same shows at the same time.
Well,
Stuff like that.
believe it or not, my Rookie, when late at night, like I say late at night, but like when it's nighttime and like Flow, Dirt Vision, one of those are on, watching late model racing or sprint car stuff, like Bo will sit and watch a little bit and then I'll set him up to bed, get him ready for bed. But like Rookie, before he like finally goes to bed for the night, he will sit there and he is locked in on dirt racing.
Wow.
He loves dirt racing.
Huh.
Maybe
So
more than Bo. I'm sorry, Bo. I don't know. Bo does like racing, but like Rookie is locked in on it. It is crazy. I don't feel like Bo is that way at 3 months old. Like Bo liked watching like Baby Einstein and like stuff like that. But like Rookie is locked in on racing. Like he was really fussy one night and I couldn't figure out why. And it's because it went to commercial break.
Oh,
went to commercial break. We came back right back into hot laps and he was fine again. He was fine. He loves her racing. It's cool.
I apologize. Because the Bo name origin story was so well known. I don't know the Rookie.
No bets, nothing like that. For my wife, her grandfather, Eldon, it was a nickname that she had growing up.
Oh,
She,
okay.
Hey Rookie, and I don't know all the ins and outs of it. I wasn't around then, but she grew up love baseball. Her grandfather loves baseball, so I feel like there's a tie-in with that. And yeah, it was just it's obviously a more unique name, but it's a name that she's been fond of and she's been kind of holding on to, and she thought with number 2 to give it a shot. My son loved it. I was, of the names that we were kind of, going back and forth on, it was one that I was more of a fan of. So, but when we finally did have the kid at 2:20 in the morning, Sunday of the 600, she was so out of it and I was so out of it that I probably could have rode anything now. So I had my opportunity to do it, but I didn't.
And he likes racing, the baseball name that likes racing. So
yeah,
you got the best of both worlds.
It's funny. Like, well, this doesn't have to do with rookie, but last night I was sitting there and I missed all the preseason games. So I threw on the last preseason game Denver had with New Orleans. And I don't know, the opening drive, they were like 3 and out. And I said, come on. But like, I know they won the game, but I didn't tell Bo that. And I was like yelling at the TV. I'm like, come on, Bo, what is this? Like, this preseason game, at least get a first down. And Bo looks at me. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, well, he's also Bo. And it totally spun him out. but
oh, man.
Yeah, a friend of mine was trying to like, you should name your second kid Nix. I'm like, we can't do that.
No.
He's not proven enough yet.
Yeah.
Maybe in a couple years.
That, but yeah.
That's fine. Do you see yourself steering your kids towards racing, or is it going to be something they're kind of they gravitate towards?
I don't want to steer them towards anything. I don't know if that sounds good or bad, but like, I think it's, I think it's important that they're like ready for what they want to do and they want to do it on their own. Like, it seems like my son Bo is like, he likes racing a lot, but he also really likes baseball, and that makes my wife very happy because she grew up playing softball and doing all that stuff. So that's kind of where
softball, by the way.
Yeah, we're kind of caught in the middle. I think he would love to do both. We just got to figure out how to make both work. Naturally, I guess the racing avenue I know a lot about. My wife knows a lot about baseball, so I feel like he's got two good avenues. Alexa knowing the baseball world better, she can outthrow me at anything by a mile. And then my son gets that from her too. So he's got good options, but I'm kind of just, I feel like right before we had rookie, we were starting to try and figure out, okay, is it going to be baseball? Is it going to be racing with Bo? And then with rookie coming along, it kind of scrambled all that up. But I do feel like it's going to be one of the two for him. But who knows? He may grow up and want to do something else entirely. But those are the two things he's most passionate about right now.
Our time's almost up, so
but this has been great. Sorry, we didn't talk a lot about.
One more question that's very important to me. Probably nobody else watching cares, but as a Broncos fan, I'm very almost scared of this year because now people suddenly have expectations. Last year, when they had no expectation, they made the playoffs. It was like,
it was great.
This is great. Now people are like picking him as a dark horse Super Bowl pick. Talk me down. Should I be nervous? What's your gut feeling on their season?
I'm still not sold on Sean Payton. I'm just never. Yeah. Really? I don't know.
How?
Like, there's just points last year where just I feel like they would come onto the field for a drive, and I could literally predict what the drive was going to be like. And if I can predict it, I know the other team's defense can as well. So I feel like there's a lot of positives to him, but just, I don't know. I haven't been the biggest, nothing against him personally. I just haven't been the biggest believer in Sean Payton. I hope I'm wrong. I really do.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
No, I think it could go either way.
But is there which part of it are you worried about the most?
With him, I'm not sold yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sold on Bo Nix yet. Sorry, I know you're an Oregon guy, but I'm just everybody's building them up, and sometimes everybody gets on this bandwagon for.
Well,
something.
I mean, again, I feel like it's hard for me to get ahead of myself, but like the last go round with Russell Wilson, everybody that I knew that likes the Broncos was just like, oh, here we go,
Yep.
Let's ride the whole thing. And I'm just like, man, Russell did not look great, and he had his injury. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. And unfortunately, I was right. I didn't want to be right, but so I've just been taking my time. I don't want to get ahead of myself because, it was really nice to have the year we did last year because it'd been a minute since we seemingly could beat Kansas City or even contend with them. So hopefully it's a good year.
Reddick country, let's ride.
We'll see. I'm going to try and make it to a game this winter. I didn't go last year. Maybe if I go, they suck. Maybe I just have to stay home or something.
That could be it.
Because I went 2 years ago, and it wasn't good.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it, man.
All right, everybody. Josh Berry, last but not least, you were joining us. How's your media day going?
First one, by the way, for the Cup Series.
Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, it's not been too bad.
Not bad to be a Cup Series playoff driver.
It's all right.
What are like people asking you the most? What have you like? Are you tired of? So we don't ask it on our last stop here.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I think just people, just a lot of questions. It's like, oh, y'all won in the spring and have been terrible since, and I'm not sure they've watched races.
You've had a lot of speed. I mean, that's not the issue.
Yeah.
Like, it's just things have happened, but you've had speed. I mean, there's numerous races you're running in the top 10, and then for whatever reason.
Clearly, you watch the races.
It's supposed to be my job. I'm not really good at it, but here I am.
Well, I mean, I think the Richmond performance said a lot because those type of tracks are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're obviously, I mean, when you look at Gateway, New Hampshire, I think Bristol for you guys will be good too. I don't know how that new tire is going to do there. But the Penske cars, you related to that. I think you could make and I'm not just saying that. I picked you to go beyond the first round for a reason. Like I think there's a lot more there than people might realize. So you must be optimistic.
Yeah, I am for sure. I mean, I'm honestly probably most excited for Darlington. Ran third there last year in the 4, and then ran well in the Southern 500, wrecked towards the end, but scored stage points in both stages and was up front. And then kind of the same thing this year in the spring, ran well, scored stage points, and just got in a wreck. So, I feel like that's probably what I'm licking my chops to get there, honestly. Love racing there, and it's been a good track for me, and just, hopefully we can go out if we have a fast car and just execute, stay out of trouble, and I think we'll have a good night.
It's not even just Darlington then, too. I mean, Gateway's Gateway, but to Jeff's point, that seems like it's a stronghold for that organization and the Wood Brothers. But then you go to Bristol, and you guys finished 12th there and I think you were faster than the 12th place run. It seems like that first round actually sets up pretty well for you to,
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I feel good about going to those tracks and feel like, if we can just get that little bit better and just have mistakes free. Obviously, we don't have room for error with where we're at, right? I mean, we can't afford a bad race or an accident, but if we can just go be solid and run like we feel like we should or have ran already, then I think we can make it interesting.
Do you care that people are overlooking you, or does it not matter what people?
No, I don't. It don't really bother me. Honestly, I kind of like it. It's fine with me, right? Like that's what I kept telling the guys. I'm like, just remember, we're an easy first round out, right? Everybody says we're done. We don't stand a chance. So just keep that in mind when we go there this weekend, that we don't stand a chance.
What, have you had a welcome to Wood Brothers moment where you realize wow, I'm driving for the legendary Wood Brothers and everything that entails?
I think it's just week in and week out, right? Seeing those guys and just how cool they are, and how much they love NASCAR, love owning a race team, and it's just so cool having Lynn and Eddie and Leonard there from time to time before you get in the race car. I mean, these guys are legends.
We did a 12 questions recently, and you mentioned Bluey's dad, so I know you have that on a lot in your household, and I wanted to see if you could rank these for me. Maybe your daughter doesn't watch all these. Bluey, Peppa, Gabby's Dollhouse. Do you have all three of those?
What is
the
this,
Gabby's
a show?
Dollhouse got the last
Gabby's Dollhouse has been, that's the hot one of the,
Yeah.
Ranking them. I mean, Bluey is number one for sure.
Yeah.
I would put the other two both at 3 if I could, but if I had to pick a second one.
Bluey is actually a good show. I mean,
Yeah.
it's actually,
What is it about?
it's Australian show, and it's about a family. They're dogs, but
So talking dogs?
two girls, and they don't know that they're talking. They're dogs. They're like human dogs. But I'm not explaining.
It's a kid show, man.
Yeah.
It's lost on me, but okay. It's just your kids watch it it's a kid show that kids watch nonstop.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they just get on
Kicks.
one. Yeah, they get on kicks of going through. I'd put Peppa third. I'm not.
No, I know.
Peppa wears me out.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like Peppa? That's Peppa the pig, right?
Yeah.
Has your daughter at all tried to have a British accent at times with some of the? Because mine has.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and she'll say some words like she'll be like, "Are we going on holiday?" And I'll be like, "What?" No.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's brutal.
And then Gabby in our house as well. Gabby's Dollhouse is the latest thing. She just got into it like within the last month or something. I don't know where it came from, but that one is like you're on drugs or something. It's very trippy.
have so many.
Anyway, thank you for weighing in.
Never thought your media day would be this, did you?
Yeah, I mean, I know exactly what he's talking about.
I have.
Yeah,
I'm
not up on as much up on the Gabby's Dollhouse game, but
try not to be.
It's been on enough to
Yeah.
where it's starting to piss me off.
Yeah.
I'm starting to have enough of it.
The movies.
It's quickly approaching Peppa. Like, I'm like, get this off.
Gabby the movie's coming out next month, so be ready.
There for a while, it was Hotel Transylvania every day, every one of them, every different ones. Which actually, it was kind of a good movie. Like, sometimes the bad part is, like, I hadn't actually seen that movie, and then one day it was on, and I, like, actually got into it and, like, started watching, like, half of it, and then she's like, nope, I'm on to the next, turn it off. And I'm like, it's just getting good.
So what shows do you watch then for yourself?
Probably Netflix, mostly.
Yeah, anything good on there lately?
Just all the crazy that everybody watches, That's a good one.
Okay.
Still
I've
out
heard
there,
people
though.
watch that. Everybody's like, oh, go watch, like when, like You season 2, You like. I'm like, I don't know what it. I
have no idea. What
And
it is.
I like
I've heard of it, but
I like the sports documentaries and stuff.
Did you see the Cowboys one yet?
I'm like halfway through it. It's
So
absurd.
good. It is
I know.
so
I can't.
good.
I know it's crazy.
The which one?
Like Dallas Cowboys documentary
I had no
on Netflix.
idea.
It's fantastic.
Oh,
It's-
really?
Yeah,
it's-
no idea.
Oh, really?
I mean, I just didn't know. Like, I know that. I'm obviously an NFL fan, but I'm not really a Cowboys fan. But I didn't really know why the Cowboys are so. What's the word I'm looking for? Just like. What's the word I'm looking for?
America's team, or
No, I mean just like
notorious.
No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Just like you either love them or you hate
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
polarizing.
Yeah,
Polarizing.
polarizing.
That's the word I was
There you
looking for.
Yeah.
Polarizing. Like now I know why after watching all that and everything that happened. And
Oh, it's-
with
Wait,
the
what's it?
contract-
Is it about in the 90s?
It's
or
about the
something?
90s
Oh.
Cowboys and then the rise from how bad they were. Jerry Jones buying the team, taking it over, and completely blowing out legendary figures, and coming in with Jimmy Johnson, who was his college roommate, and them going from 1-15 to Super Bowl champions back to back. And then Jerry fires Jimmy, hires Barry Switzer out of nowhere, whose career was done and over with, and it's all this turmoil. You got larger life personalities. You've got Jerry, you got Jimmy, you got Barry, you got Michael Irving, you got Deion Sanders, you got Trey, man, Evan Smith. It's just a wild. And they had, there was a lot of drugs, there was a lot of sex, there was a lot of they had a place called the White House.
White House,
The
yeah.
White House. Yeah.
Oh.
They had a house next to the practice facility called the White House that they play, like a group of players owned, and things would happen there, shall we say.
Wow. Okay, I'm sold.
It's fascinating. And I've read a lot of books about them over the years, and it's crazy. It's the absolute stories, and how a lot of these guys from Jimmy and Jerry and Barry and even Troy were all intertwined through their college days and everything else. It's
Wow. Okay. Any other of the sports ones? Because I honestly haven't watched like the quarterback one. I haven't watched. I'm really behind on them. Is there any other ones that you like that?
Honestly, I mean I'm thinking more recently. Like there's one about the WWE that's pretty.
Oh, really?
The behind the scenes.
Behind
That's
the scenes
fascinating
one of that
with the
one,
John Cena heel turn and how they calculate that and how they develop the storylines.
How do
And
you have time to watch all this stuff?
I don't have kids. I don't have kids.
Yeah, true. True.
I don't have a life. But that was really good though too, because if you're non-fan or you're a very casual fan, like how this all comes together and the thinking of this, and it's a cliche, but it's a soap opera, and like how do you lay it out on layers and stories throughout weeks and weeks, and it's fascinating. It was really, really good.
I thought in that one too, that I forget what the room's called, but there's a room like right outside the arena or outside
The gorilla position.
Yeah, the gorilla. Yeah, and where they're like keeping time and like can communicate with the refs to like, and like there's all these little must be like whispers. Like, wrap it up.
Really?
So I mean, the match is going on, and if someone takes like a really bad shot, they'll tell the referee, "Hey, go check on so and so, make sure." The referee will do it, and they'll communicate back, "No, so and so is fine," and like that. Or if a match is running long, like there's just one match that on the episode that ran like 3 minutes too long, which on live television, 3 minutes is forever, and they're like, "Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up," and then they get back and they immediately have a debrief, and they're like, 3 minutes too long. Like, what are you doing?
Wow. Well, speaking of wrapping it up, we should probably let Josh go to the next stop. So thank
Best
you
stop of the day, right?
Yeah,
Talk
for sure. That
Netflix
was a
and
good one.
Blaney TV.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and good luck proving everybody wrong.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thanks, Josh.
All right, everybody. Well, that was a really fun media day. I don't know about you, Jordan. I wasn't sure what to expect, but we had a lot of off-the-wall, unpredictable conversations, and there were some good highlights. Hope you guys enjoyed it if you've made it this far watching all that.
A lot of laughing, a lot of not a lot of racing talk, but still a lot of fun. Show some personality for the drivers. Good times.
Yeah, and I mean, clearly there's some themes there that it's definitely wide open, but I don't really think there's too many people that thought, and legitimately, like, I don't really know if we're going to be able to win it, because even though I'd try to bring up Penske and stuff like that, it was like, I don't know, maybe not necessarily.
No, I mean it feels like just about everybody, I wouldn't say everybody, but just about everybody feels like they have a chance to win this, and it's gonna, as we've talked about before, a lot of it's gonna fall, like how the brakes fall, what your luck is, and when you have an issue, how you recover from that.
Well, we'd be interested to hear what you thought was the best interviews, who you enjoyed hearing from the most. Drop it in the comments. We'll be checking those out. And of course, stay tuned to the Teardown after Darlington, where we will be recapping the Southern 500 and race number 1 of the playoffs. Thanks everybody for watching. See you next time.